Oh, thank you. Right, now, let's have a look. Very quiet.
Ha ha ha. Hold on, I gotta.
I'm getting there. Hello, Pickle.
Oh fuck. You gotta turn off the speakers so I don't get all that awful feedback.
It's here.
It's not a perfect system, but it works, so I'll take it.
What? Somebody else that shit the bed.
Oh my goodness.
Well, hello there.
I was going to go and I wanted to do a stereo test and see if they fit.
I know, we all jumped on like little.
Come on, let's see if it's working. Is it working?
Flies on a banana.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably something better. You could tell us to go, of course.
No.
I just happened to sit down here. I was just getting ready to contemplate whatever I contemplate.
Does it sound stereo to you guys?
Kind of. Huh.
Hang on, let's
Doesn't sound big though, does it?
No, let's go.
It sounds big. I can't hear left, right distinctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Have you tried panning left and right with your voice or something?
Oh, hang on, because there's a new issue occurred. What the hell? What's going on here? Excusez-moi.
Issues.
Oh God.
Pokemon.
Gengar. He's my favorite.
So, symptoms of reality, right? Is it you, Marilyn, or is it Lamont? What? Who?
You never.
Which one is it? It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. We don't even know.
They have the same name.
Is it working?
Oh, that's not what I want.
What is working?
Stupid computer.
I thought it was working.
Well, not bad.
Oh, it's me and Lamont. Okay.
Oh,
Marilyn and Lamont.
Oh, it's both of you. You want to come in?
Oh,
do you have a synthesizer to hand that's actually working? Because this, for some reason, is not working properly here. Never mind, bloody streaming.
You better do our workout thing. Holy cow,
man!
Was that fun? It was hilarious. Marilyn was beating me. No, we weren't competing. I thought I was done at 64.
I
did 100.
Somebody with equipment. Hello.
There he goes.
Look. I was just debating whether to do a stream with some crap, and then I saw this, and I go, "Hey."
Cool. We thought, I'll watch this crap instead.
Yeah, it's all
rather
crap,
than,
right? It's just
rather than provide my own crap, why not use somebody else's?
Yeah.
Have you got anything there that you can plug in that's sort of a stereo nature?
I can, not hooked up at this moment, but I can if you need it. Why? What are you trying to do?
Well, we just wanted to test and see if StreamYard have got their finger out of their ass and got this sorted.
Pop up.
Oh, you had trouble lately?
I know, right? It's been mono for.
Really?
Well, it's definitely mono on Friday that we know.
Even with the stereo checked, it's still mono.
Yeah. Literally, everybody was hearing everything in mono.
Well, I have to hook up an interface to do
that.
Where's my fucking interface here?
Oh, you're not in the studio? Oh, okay.
Well, I have studio stuff here, but.
Do you want me to pop into my studio, Kent?
Well, yeah, if you want to, babe.
Let me find my interface box.
I'll be right back.
And I'm just trying to.
It's my little interface in a bag.
Interface in a bag.
Portable studio.
That sounds rather painful, actually.
Yeah.
No, that colostomy bag. So that would be painful.
Because now, for some completely bizarre reason, anything that I have running in Cubase is not coming through.
All right, let me get this out of the way here. Let me get this out of the way.
I think half the problem was when we weren't getting the stereo and started clicking on things to see if it sorted things out. And I think I might have clicked on something I really, really shouldn't have done.
Uh-oh.
Mr.
Mr. Tinker.
I tell you something that did happen. It wasn't my fault. I fired this up on.
I think we'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, well, okay. No, honestly, God, I fired it up.
Right,
I fired it up
That's
on
never
Friday.
here.
Right now, my look back window sits up here. Never go near it. It's just there as a ooh, look at me kind of thing, and it just monitors, right? And I fired up the Cubase and carried on with the thing I was working with, and nothing was coming through. And I'm going, that's very, very strange. Why is nothing coming through into the stream? And it took me a long time, but then I noticed that where it said Cubase, it said Cubase 13. And regardless of the fact that it's only Cubase 14, but because it wasn't Cubase 14 selected in that, nothing would go through. So that was weird. So I just deleted it and selected Cubase 14 and it worked. Oh, I like this. For some reason, mute when capturing is turned on. What? Oh, hello. There's Cubase working again. Is it sounding very stereo to you? Hang on, let's go. It doesn't matter whether it sounds stereo. Let's pan it hard. If I knew where the pan... Oh, there it is. Right. Over one side. Pan it the other side.
Mono to me.
Is that doing left and right to you?
No, I don't think so.
Very, very, very hard left right here, but you're not hearing that, are you?
No.
They still haven't sorted it. I don't know. Because it appears all the OBS guys are not suffering from this. This is very much on StreamYard's front door.
Ooh.
Which is a massive pain in the ass.
I can switch over interfaces here. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Might crash my StreamYard, but it doesn't like it when you lose video and audio, or at least the audio only. Yeah. And you have to rejoin. It's kind of stupid.
Hey, Dave, you know where you got cats jumping up on everything there?
I know.
Now imagine it as being a rather large husky doing it.
Well, I tell you, I caught my mine's not nearly as in the situation yours is, but I caught mine on the dinner table. I was upstairs and I looked down because we have kind of this overlook, and I looked down and I was like, my perception's not as good anymore, but sure looks like the dog is on the table.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
All right, but
it jumped down. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what Lily loves to do is she loves to look out the window here, and she likes to watch people and cars going by. But that means she jumps up on the M8X onto the mixer. Now, if the mixer's on, she's just muting and shit and selecting FX paths and stuff as she walks up it to get onto the window ledge.
Yeah.
And I'm playing away and going, what happened to that? Why is that track doing that? And I go, she's walked on the mixer and have to uncheck everything that she's checked and turn on everything that she's turned off. Little moo.
No, Cleopatra was much more classy than these.
Cleopatra.
But they're all right.
There he is. Now studio-fied. Can't hear you.
Help. Tell me.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go.
Tell me something. Does this pan?
No.
No.
Okay, let's
in
just
much the same way here.
Okay, that's panning here.
That's panning like a good one. Nothing. You're getting nothing, yeah?
No.
Okay, we are very mono.
Right, let's just check the settings. Audio.
Do 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 do.
Echo cancellation. Right, stereo audio. For some reason, this has just reset stuff. Don't know why, but let me just try again.
Sounded. Maybe that was.
No.
Did that pan left and right?
No.
No.
Here.
It was there.
Wow.
Oh, yes, I did. Thank you. Thank you very much. I did. They arrived.
So, audio, stereo audio, automatically adjust mic volume. 2 channels coming in.
Trust me, mate, it's nothing you've got set up there doing it. This is the stream. This is StreamYard herself. It's not processing a stereo signal.
Fuck.
And hasn't been for a few days. And it kind of stings a bit because what I wanted to do this week is do some jamming and stuff, because I had a couple of days free, and I thought, right, do some jamming and stuff like that online, get some guys in, and anybody who wants to come in and just play anything, and it's in
so
the rest of the time when it was in Glorious Stereo, I was talking bullshit.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's not going left or right, that is it?
No.
It is here, but I can tell
And
that
he's
it's
back.
not there. Hi, Andy.
Hey.
By the way, hi, David.
Hi, Andrew.
So
that's.
I am also high.
Is this? Do I have the right setting?
No.
Let me double check the setting here before I do some dumb shit here.
Oh, you never do dumb shit.
Always.
Come on.
Stereo.
I only do dumb shit.
That's right. Okay. Is this stereo?
Seems
that sounds stereo?
Central.
No.
Yeah.
Probably the patch.
Yeah, nothing's very bright.
Try a ping pong. I bet it doesn't do crap.
Well,
yeah.
I can't remember which. I thought all the patches in the Tenorion were stereo, but maybe that one isn't. Hold on.
I wouldn't worry too much. Honestly, it is very.
That should be zinging back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not.
Sounds like a kick right up the middle.
All you seem to get is sort of like very, very slight variance in volume, but it stays.
Yeah,
the same
almost
way.
a little. Yeah, you can almost feel a little pulsing, but it's real subtle.
Yeah.
Oh. Guess it's the mono jam.
So it's all mono, yeah.
That's really annoying. I thought all of this
I know
was
that
coming out in stereo.
Marilyn's been on their case about this because it sort of like ruined their popcorn night somewhat.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And you know what Marilyn's like. She's sort of like, hey, you bitches.
Well, I'm glad I'm on the free plan again. I'm on the free StreamYard plan, so if it's broken, I don't care at the moment.
Open new project.
Yeah, you emailed them, but that was a more dramatic version of telling the story that you emailed them.
Yeah.
She put on her lycra suit.
So, and unfortunately, I'm using a headphone right now that the left channel is broken, so I can't even check for stereo. Is Longhurst not in stereo either?
No. There's no stereo.
We're stereo where we are, but as far as everybody else is concerned,
stereo
we're mono.
at source, everything that's coming down, not.
Okay.
I've been looking at StreamYard and wondering, because I'm due to renew for another channel, and it's just causing me so much grief. I'm looking at Restream instead.
I think they're a victim of trying to move too fast and
move too
breaking
fast.
stuff.
They've been trying to get it working since they started. They're hardly the glacial at the moment.
Well, I had it for a good 2 years as a paid plan, and it was great. But then they doubled the price. I said, "Fuck that! I'm out." And then back to the free plan, and now all these things are breaking. So.
Yeah.
Well, everything's breaking.
Well, I had looked at OBS, and I thought,
OBS is great, but it's a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah, but Robbie said, she goes, "No, go to StreamYard. It's really straightforward and simple." And I'm going, good, because so am I. That's brilliant. So, and it was, click this box, click that box, done.
So,
But
so
I
is
went back to look at
Teams and
OBS because of
Zoom.
all this mono bullshit, and I'm looking and go, stand on one leg, hold a candle in left
Yeah.
hand,
So my
chant into mirror. What the fuck?
OBS is the core of my micro and astro streams because I need multiple screens and multiple
Yeah.
cameras, and so it's the best for that.
Yeah.
But you do have
Do
to
you
get
ever
nerdy
have-
and set it all up. So
Do you ever have problems with audio and video sync though, Andy? Because
OBS,
that's
no.
why I stopped. I stopped using it. I was using NDI, the drivers,
yeah,
but I was running into all sorts of issues with audio sync. coming
maybe it's
back
an
in.
NDI thing because I'm using just generic, USB everything, and it works great.
No, the NDI is for the remote, so people can. It gives you really, really high audio and streaming quality, but the NDI drivers
Yeah.
at both ends really.
No, I
sync
get
up
it. I just don't have anything
well,
that
so you can-
nice. I have a bunch of shit, so.
Well, you see, it might become a necessity because Bobby was saying something about, you heard something about the price of the licensing for StreamYard was supposed to be going up.
It went up. It's gone up at least. Oh, well,
Already did up,
almost
yeah.
double. And
It went double, yeah.
I can't see the value in it anymore. I really can't.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's why I dropped it. But I get 20 hours free every month. That's cool for me. So.
I mean, it's easy to set up, but it doesn't give you everything you want. Whereas I've been looking at Restream a lot. It looks pretty good, I gotta say. It does look pretty good.
Learn a new system. Learn a new system.
I know.
I'm so old.
That's how I feel.
Fucking old. Right,
Dude,
okay.
that's
Oh, gotta read another manual? No,
it's good for
sir.
us, but daggone it.
Yeah, you get that neuroplasticity, Kent. It's good for you.
Oh,
Nope. I think I've read. Suffer from some
talking
form
of-
of
I've already
brain
plasticized.
cancer. Have to read another manual. Jesus.
Talking of
Fucking
talking of
hell.
learning other things, we mentioned in the show on Friday about the new orchestra color of orchestra, the Steinberg plugin.
Yeah.
$99 for a complete orchestra. It's pretty good, I've got to say. There were a few things I thought maybe you need something else, and so I also looked at the iconic version they have, the Steinberg iconic orchestral library,
Yeah.
and it's very good, but it's too much for me. If I was doing really, really in-depth stuff, then I'd probably go for it. And I've suddenly started looking at all the other libraries I was looking at, thinking, do I just need something like the Roland, orchestra colours, not Roland, the Steinberg orchestra colours? Because for the most part, I know what I want to play and I want to get there quickly, and I don't want to be fiddling around with stuff. I just, because I like orchestral things, flavours, as part of everything I do.
So yeah.
Are you doing orchestral maneuvers in the dark?
Very good, very good.
That's how you stub a toe.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really interesting. I didn't get on with the iconic, the super duper version, which was 899 quid, by the way, as a collection from Steinberg, and it wasn't the cost. I mean, the cost is obviously important, but it just didn't do it for me. I didn't. It was too much faffing around. I'd have to jump into each different articulation all the time, and have and I can't be arsed with that. Give me something that gives me enough of those articulations. Hard is marcato and soft is legato.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Well, it really depends on what resolution of orchestral recreation you're going to do. Demands what type of plugin that you use.
Yeah, is it tie unwin level or is it?
If you're going to go
No, it's
tie
not- it's
unwin,
not.
if you go tie unwin, you're going to go Vienna.
And I completely get David Arnold,
and,
Ty Unwin, all those
14
guys.
grand, for
Yeah.
the library. But
I'd do the same thing if I was them, but that's not my level of.
no,
of
it's not my level
need.
either. No.
It's not my level of need, and
So-
I can get. I want the impression of and the emotiveness of the sounds rather.
To be honest
than-
with you, the most complex I think I'd ever want to get would be something like Spitfire's BBC Symphony Orchestra. I mean, that
I was
wasn't
looking
cheap.
at that. I was looking at it, and even that, it's a good library.
It's
But
brilliant.
it's all things that
Brilliant
I'm
library.
not sure. That it's all stuff where it's really exposed, and it's more of a solo instrument than blending it in
Hey.
with other things. Hi, Keith.
Hello.
All right, fruit back.
Yeah,
Hey.
good, yeah.
Hey, Keith.
Yeah,
Got a
Paul,
fizz.
board of Watford here.
He is.
Got a
Has he
fizz
got
on
an
the
egg
channel.
sandwich, Keith?
No, it's a bit impractical.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask. I haven't asked anyone else because I don't think anyone else has an egg sandwich. None of them have the look about them of an egg sandwich eater.
That sulfur look.
I've got that smell.
Ironically, I have set up here at the moment where I could show you the virtues and differences between the different
Sandwiches.
orchestra plugins that you can have.
Oh.
But they'll all sound like shit on this at the moment.
Because it's all mono.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to...
So,
Let me just jump in and
I
have...
probably-
I'm going to do...
I probably shouldn't be frightened about it. See, I can see where Fiona is coming from when she says to me, she goes, "You know how much this thing's costing, don't you?" I went, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, it's not monetised, is it?" I went, "No." She goes, "So why?" I said, "Well, it's a laugh, isn't it? Something to do." She goes, "Yeah, but there's other ways of doing it. That doesn't cost 850 quid a year."
Oh, man.
Yeah, all right, maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I don't know. And they'll probably put it up again at some point.
Oh, it'll definitely go up. Took a couple of years to go up. It'll go up again.
Well,
That sucks.
there's been a rumour about StreamYard going up to about, for what it works out for us, about 1,100 quid a year.
They're looking solely at enterprise accounts. And the thing is, when you start looking at enterprise accounts, you think, why would you, as an enterprise,
Yeah.
use StreamYard when you can use Teams,
Yeah.
which has
But also,
everything
if they're
StreamYard does?
focusing on enterprise accounts, they're going, well,
Yeah,
fuck
but
individual users. Why should we
Teams
care
has
about them?
plenty of issues. We use it corporate for years, and it's fucking garbage most of the time.
So I'm just trying to find information on StreamYard.
Fuck. I just want to.
Even though it says stereo streaming.
Now, I always hear good things about OBS, apart from one thing, which is I've
Go on.
heard from a lot of people.
This setup.
It's such an arseache.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
But once,
But
once you set it up,
but
it's
if you're
great,
an en-
though.
Yeah,
If
but
you're an
considering
Yeah,
the
it's
bullshit
the
I've had to
setup.
go through anyway, I might as well have the arseache and have a fucking result at the end.
And the good news is you can save templates with it, lots of templates. So
Yeah.
you can actually bring stuff in and do what you like. You just need to get used to it. And if you use all sorts of shortcuts and you use these kinds of puppies, then it all becomes a lot easier.
Yeah, what about using Zoom?
I had it all set up for like live stream jams, everything
Hmm.
YouTube linked, and it was great. I think I still got it, maybe on the computer. I'll have to check. Damn.
OBS.
Yeah, that's been 4 or 5 years. That was like COVID or whatever the hell happened. You know,
Well, Prometheus is.
it's not on this
asking
Mac though. It was PC. I had it on totally different. And I had to have
Prometheus is
somebody.
asking about Zoom. What do you reckon on Zoom?
Yeah,
I mean, Reigns doesn't seem to have too much issue.
I don't know about the music part of it. Zoom is functional.
Zoom seems to have odd audio thing, a bit like StreamYard seems to have odd audio things going with it. Even when you use the high bit rate and everything else,
Yeah.
it can be really scrunchy. What's going
It's-
on?
Right, I mean, Zoom also seems to be an arse to log on as an outsider.
Yeah.
Really?
Is,
Try-
is,
you know,
OB,
try-
is OBS still free? I'm sorry, Keith. I'll shut.
And I was going to say that trying to log on from a phone onto Zoom, onto Ramsey's, is just nonsensical. I have tried it from home probably once, and it was still much more long-winded than having a StreamYard account, clicking on it, making sure you're on the camera and the audio, and you check your name and enter the studio, and then you let in.
Yeah.
You know, on Saturday, well, at least one person had an issue with Ramsey getting in, I think, on Zoom.
Weird. I'm having a problem with my camera now.
You are, aren't you?
I may drop out for a moment. I'm just going to unplug the camera. You'll probably still get the audio.
Yeah.
Let's try this. Hey. Connect, you little fucker.
I must admit, I wasn't particularly bothered one way or the other, using StreamYard. But since this has come up, I mean, it seems to be a fundamental thing. I can't even see why it. What could happen to make it stop working in stereo? Anyway, it seems a bit weird.
Ta-da, it's working again.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm trying to find why. I'm just trying to find any info on this.
Oh, I did some searching. Nothing. On why is anybody else getting sort of like mono in their StreamYard? I couldn't find a single word about it anyway. All I was getting was, have you tried clicking on settings and go, oh, shut up. Yes, the first fucking thing I did.
As I listen on a sound bar up here, the stereo's not always that great. So, how was Jamie's show today?
It seemed alright, but then I was listening to it on a iPad sitting on a table, so I didn't really notice one way or the other.
Well, no, this is my trouble. I have to have music and stuff in quite a wide setting, to get a stereo, a really good stereo effect up here. And I use a soundbar, not headphones, so it's not always easy to tell.
Yeah.
Actually, Jason's just been on as well. No one's mentioned mono.
Is he on StreamYard?
Again, I watched Jason's, and again, it's on the soundbar. Listened on the soundbar, but
Oh, that's going stereo.
yeah, that is.
Right. I've just unticked
StreamYard.
No, I've unticked reduce mic background noise. So the only thing I've got ticked in the audio box is stereo audio, and I ticked it on, ticked it off. I got rid of echo cancellation. I got rid of reduce mic noise.
Yeah, but I never have them turned on anyway.
And then I unticked stereo audio and reticked it. Try that.
What about the mic volume?
Mic volume, I've just set it myself.
Yeah, that's right.
That
Just
sounds-
saying. I'm just looking
that
at my
sounds-
settings, and yeah, I haven't got echo ticked, haven't got reduce ticked, I've got stereo audio ticked, and that's now stereo.
That sounded good. Yeah, I'm hearing that panning left to right.
Yeah.
Yep, left to right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
No.
Yeah, we're all
But the
kidding.
thing
Yeah.
is-
No.
But I haven't done anything to the settings yet. Has it just been fixed while we were talking?
Marilyn did it.
Yeah,
She's gone.
She went around there with that, that huge fecking gun that she carries, a really big one, that's strapped to the belt with her. They saw that and they just thought, yeah, that is now suddenly stereo. That's mad.
Well, it's a success. Kent, but in stereo.
Adam, one must have got it so because, like you say, the things you've just done, Andrew, I haven't done yet. It's still just the settings are still just sitting there, exactly as they were before.
I wonder if one person's settings affect the whole lot, everything that's being fed in. I wonder if one person being set to
no.
mono or something pulls
No.
the whole stream down into stereo, into mono.
No.
That's really freaking odd.
How bizarre, how bizarre.
Here's
Keith, could you play something and just or pan something or do something that's got a bit of a pan on it? Even if it's your voice.
Who are you talking to, Andrew?
Sorry, Keith.
Oh, me. Well, let me give us a couple of minutes and I'll switch on a keyboard.
And David and or Andrew? Andy? Have you got anything you can play that's stereo?
Oh shit, I can't.
Or just pan?
I don't have
hold
anything
cat up in
relevant.
each hand.
Yeah, cat in each hand. Bring them together. Pull them apart.
Oh shit. Mine says echo cancellation. Let's see. My stereo audio is muted because of echo cancellation, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that forces mono.
Stupid boy.
So get rid of echo cancellation. If you've got
Okay, so now it says refresh.
There you go.
Refresh
You've
the
got it.
There we
page
go.
to apply.
There we go. We're blowing up. Oh, look at that! I've just discovered a.
Yeah, Andy, you're in the States. Can you see the mushroom cloud from there?
Holy
What
shit.
happened? What did I
Everything
miss?
Sounds beautiful.
It just disappeared off the screen. We thought, oh no, it's blown up.
Oh wow.
Wow, it totally changed.
And now you're off to just one side.
Okay.
Who?
Now?
That sounds mono to me. Is it
Mine?
big stereo sound there, Keith?
I've got 2 outs on the keyboard going into the mixer that are.
I don't know. The whole damn thing sounds better for mine.
Ooh,
You're
that
over here
loud?
now, David.
What's that?
You're over here only.
What the?
Now you sound mono, Keith.
Yeah, you sound mono.
yeah, it does.
So what are your settings in StreamYard? If you go to settings and audio.
Mouse. I did, and I checked them as you went through them. Right, audio. Right, echoes off, reduced mic off, stereo audio's on.
So click so that stereo's off, and then click it back on again. Okay. And then try it again. See if we're getting a nice big fat stereo signal.
Yeah, there's a lot of white noise bleeding through. Over here, isn't it? Ah, there you go, it's gone.
I think it was me, Ken.
It was you. You're still over here only.
That's annoying.
Still sounds like it's coming up mono, Keith.
Sure,
Yeah.
it is.
That sounds better, Ken. That sounds properly stereo.
That sounds nice now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be better.
Whatever.
It'd be just our luck. It's some sort of like in the background, sort of like firmware update that's going on. Yeah, and it hasn't got to you, Keith, yet. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what stereo one
Because like
sounds.
on Symptoms last night, we were going through every bloody setting we had, and nothing worked.
The whole audio chain going out, streaming out to live and taking it into the computer and through whatever, it's such a pain in the arse. And so many things are variable and can change it. And having to do all of the loop back, why can't you just say to air, what's going to air, what's being streamed live and what I'm hearing locally? Why can't you just have that? Fuck off all these ridiculous audio drivers. That why loop back? Why do you need loop back? It's nonsense.
Right,
You
Dave,
can do
what
this.
you've got, if you've got sort of like exceptional noise, and you're very much stuck in the right-hand channel only. Let me check. Hang on. Yeah, right-hand channel only. I need stereo, Paul. I live on it. It's got to be stereo, man. Come on, man. Give me the stereo, man. Can't live without stereo. What are you on about, man? Come on.
You're muted. But you're trying something out locally, I take it, David.
Oh,
There we
can
go.
you hear me now?
Yeah, still here.
Left-hand
One
side.
side.
So
Now
you
it sounds
sit on the
perfect.
left.
Yeah, it sounds
headphones are on
perfect for
button,
me.
Are my headphones supposed
Now,
to be
if
the
I
other way
go
round?
back, let's try this. Now, how do I?
Perhaps if I turn this way.
Perfect. That's it.
Okay, so when I do echo cancellation, I get
Yeah.
the mono probably. It sounds like I'm straight up, but when I try stereo, I'm getting only one side.
That may just be a panning issue locally.
Yeah, but what's it going through? That's what I'm wondering. The interface doesn't have a panning option.
No, it's going to be internally. It's going to be panning on one of your interfaces. It's going to be panning on one of the control panels. It's probably coming in mono and then.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm just trying to figure if it's going through this UR44C, where is it going after that? That's
You've got the
creating.
Behringer.
There's no Behringer.
Can you imagine if the 5.1 support went
goodness for
down?
that.
Bloody hell. Yeah.
There's no like mixer on the.
You
I'm
should
not
have
running a
control.
mixer. I'm not running it through the computer. I didn't think. Well, like a mixer.
Yeah,
But
my
if it's
mic
going
is split into
into-
stereo.
If it's going into your interface to get online, which it must be,
Oh,
Yeah.
hello.
then there must be some way of it getting in there, which means there is a control panel somewhere which shows you what's coming in.
Yeah. Is it Apple?
Could be.
Yeah, it could be.
Sounds like it's just going to one side.
It's not going through Cubase. I don't think so.
How are you routing your mic into your interface?
Me?
Yeah.
So we're straight in. The mic's going straight into the interface, which is going through the computer. Let me just try this. I just closed Cubase. I don't think it's going to make a difference, but all right. So that's fine. Now let's go to TriState. Now, am I left again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Left again.
Difference. Okay.
So I'm just wondering if the input you're using, if it's input 1 of 2, for instance,
Yeah.
and it's mono,
Mhm.
then I'm just wondering if it's seeing that as if it's a stereo, if they're linked as a stereo
Yeah.
pair.
But why does it think
Yeah.
it's linked?
This is why I go through a desk now, because I
Yeah.
got fed up with all of this. I go through a desk, my mic goes through a desk,
Oh my God.
and then everything goes through the desk and then into the interface.
This seems like it would be so much simpler, though, but now it appears that it's not.
That's what I do, Andrew. Exactly the same. Everything
It's supposed to be easy. Mike, into the.
They said
I
it
know,
would be
it's
easy,
shit.
man.
Sorry, Keith, what were you saying?
Yeah, everything I do is through a desk. My microphone, keyboards.
Yeah.
How
That's
does
odd,
this
isn't it?
sound then? It sounds mono, doesn't it?
It sounds lovely,
mono,
but mono.
and it's
Yeah.
doing that other little thing that was happening over the weekend. You get sort of like ducking on the audio now and again.
Yeah. Is this coming up through speakers or direct to the straight through? So your desk is going straight into your interface and then out to StreamYard, yes, Keith?
Yeah. I've got a Mackie 32 channel 8 bus
Yeah.
mixer, so straight. There's a stereo out that goes out to the. I've only got the little Focusrite 2i, 2i, I2i. And that's it.
And the 2i, is that set up as a stereo input or is it showing up as two monos that are going to straight ahead?
Two
Because that's what
monos.
it can do as well.
I don't know. I don't think it's.
You need to pair the two inputs so that they're stereo.
You do
That's
that?
on the input settings for the Focusrite.
Well,
Hey,
I'm
tell
just
me if
about
this
to
is coming through stereo. Does that sound stereo to you?
It's a bit hot.
Sounds large.
Too hot?
Yeah, a bit
Yeah.
too hot.
Mono.
mono. It's going stereo through the whole system.
Try.
Yeah, well, that's it.
pan
It will. It's just that everybody else will hear it in mono. But it could. Can you do a pan on it so we can?
Yeah, hold on. Where's the
Make
pan
it very
on this thing?
definite.
What is the pan?
But it's coming in real warm.
As are my underpants.
Yeah, mine have seen better days. Thursday, that was a better day.
Doesn't have a direct pan control accessible, unfortunately.
Why am I wearing a glitter shirt? Okay. Looks like a desperate old man at a school disco.
I'm not going there with that.
No, and I didn't think I was going there. But
Well,
I'm
desperate
dressed
old man
for
at a
it.
disco is bad enough, but a school disco, that's even worse. So.
I know.
Yeah.
Exactly, but I really look like I'm dressed to go to one.
With his hands in his pockets. So, did you have you tried? I know. Have you tried panning yet, Andy?
I'm looking for chewing gum.
This piece of gear doesn't have a direct pan option. It's buried. So let me find another patch that's going to be more swimmy. Hold on.
Swimmy.
It's a technical term.
There we go. Swimmy. And David assumes the position of all electronic musicians, which is somewhere on the floor, buried in cables, looking at shit, going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. 1, 2.
Well, we're hearing you, Keith. That sounded like it might be going a bit stereo. I wasn't sure.
It's funny when you're not sure like this. You sort of like when you start to second guess it. You go, "That was stereo, wasn't it?" Why not? I could do. Hang on.
2, 1, 2. Oh.
No, I couldn't. No,
Jesus.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Forgive me. Can I assign my pan control?
So I guess my other option is to run everything through Cubase. And then I could pan it, maybe. And do the loop back thing.
Yeah.
You see how sad I was when I said that? And I said it real quiet.
Yeah. Loop back. It's the voice of despair and defeat when you say loop back. As opposed to Hebden Bridge. That's sounding nice, Kent.
That sounding stereo-ish?
Yeah, it does.
All right, so great. Kent's fine and I'm screwed. Great. No,
All right. How about this one?
Yeah, but you're pressing.
Too hot still?
Really
Very hot.
No stereo?
Mono.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Well, it is.
mono-ish.
It is what it is then. It's
Have
as
you
stereo as I
checked
can
your-
make it.
Have you checked your settings in StreamYard as well?
Yeah, no, I always do. It's stereo, auto volume, no echo cancellation.
Turn off everything auto, including the mic level. Just turn everything else off.
Yeah, I
And
tried
then
that
switch
before,
off-
and you guys said it was still mono. But I'll do it again.
But then also turn off stereo, and then turn it back on again and see what happens.
Well, it's that stupid.
That's what worked for me.
Wider than a horse legs.
Different?
Okay, to me
I'm
it
actually getting
sounds-
some. I'm getting
it's-
some out.
It's
Yeah.
like it's gone from there to there.
Yeah.
There's just be the pad too.
Do you reckon there's an update running through the system or something? It's just hitting various states one after the other.
There's some methane running through me out, isn't there?
How about that one?
Kind of sounds mono. Mainly because it still has that ducking going on every now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I turned the thingy off. Let me see. Where's the
Thingy.
Make sure that's still off. Oh no, echo's still off. Okay.
Echo off, reduce mic background noise, and then stereo audio on, and then automatically adjust mic volume. Turn that off and set the mic volume yourself.
Yeah, I did that.
See, back in the good old days, I would be on a PC. I'd go to the program files and delete the config file, and then reboot the bloody thing and go, yay, there you go.
Okay.
I actually have, now that I think about it, about a year ago I did have a couple issues with StreamYard where a couple of my demos on YouTube, I was doing live synth demos, there was some ducking and some other weird shit on there for no good reason. So.
Hang on a minute, what's this?
Yeah, that might be, if it's on Windows, that might be a whole number of
Hang on a
issues.
minute.
Come on. Yeah, come on. Male voice.
Oh, hang on. There's been some changes to this fecking page. There's been an update to StreamYard.
Oh.
I'm not seeing
There are
it
things
different
here
from
that weren't
Friday.
here before.
Like,
Present an invite window.
oh yeah, that was an update that happened a few weeks back.
Well, it's only just shown up here tonight on mine.
Okay, how does this work?
Are you doing the Jason sound there?
I don't know what I was doing. I opened Cubase and I opened a podcast production template, hoping that it would be somewhat set up to.
Very strange.
You guys know the history of the Jason sound? It always sounded like he's saying ch 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 ha ha ha. But he's the Harry Manfredini, who did the sound effects for that movie as well as the music, said he's actually saying it's kill ma, right? Like, because his mother gets killed in the first one. He's going ma ma ma.
Oh, I see.
So isn't that interesting? Not really.
The more you know.
But it did sound like ch 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 ha ha ha. Right?
Yeah.
But it was a K sound.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
See you later, Prometheus.
That's weird. It's showing on here. Okay. It's just not routed from Cubase right now. Oh, God, help me. I need to grow up here. Let's see.
So you need to change your moniker now, Kent, to Kent, but in stereo.
Oh, indeed. That might be an idea.
Okay.
Perceptive won't let me do it.
Try one more. This one should be pretty spacious. Stereo-y?
Mono.
Still mono. All right. So I'm fucked then.
Weird.
I hate that.
Weird.
24.
You're on Windows, right? Andy? I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. And I never had this problem on Windows, whether it's OBS or StreamYard or whatever. So
are you now on Windows or on Mac?
I'm on Windows now, but I mean, I don't. Mine is super plain vanilla Windows. I don't have anything fancy installed audio wise.
Windows 11?
10.
Okay.
The stable one.
Yeah, exactly. They keep dragging me toward it. They go, "Come on, guys, come on, come on." They pop up the thing and they take over your screen, and they say, "Warren, this is almost your last chance." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah. Thanks.
So what? Yeah.
Yeah. Good night. I'm going to sleep early.
It's my last chance for stability, is what it is.
I'm having a look at control panels.
Yeah, your last chance to get your laptop to run like it's using an elastic fucking band.
Yeah, a little hamster inside,
Yeah.
slowing down.
Yeah, with 3 legs.
Boost.
An attention deficit.
what I wanted.
Oh, well, look, Chick Composer has been having this trouble for a while.
Check.
Check.
Sir, check.
I like this patch on the JDXI. Reminds me of the Terminator 1 soundtrack. Kind of rough analog-y sounding.
Right.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, time to go out and get a new motherboard, processor, video card, RAM.
I need this shit to work.
Mm.
Alright, well, I got the time to work on this.
This might be a panner here. See this one. Is it panning?
That is panning.
Okay,
It's
good.
not panning.
It's not really panning.
It's still
Kinda.
still center.
Yeah. Not going out here.
It's wide. Feels a little wider, but
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but not.
Super wide.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like 25% pan on either side.
Yeah.
At least it's getting some effect, so the stereo is working. So
I was just wondering whether I can actually change the settings while I'm actually playing something, so if we can physically hear.
So weird, man. It's not even coming through here. It's not
Right, so echo cancellation should force this into mono, yes?
Yeah.
That's the general consensus. Right, well, I'm going to turn it. Play this.
Mono.
And now I'm going to turn it off.
Stereo.
Did it go? Ba-doing?
Stereo. Yeah.
Yeah.
It went flip between the two. So,
Okay, slow your brain here.
properties advanced.
Who is connected to YouTube? Sorry, no, don't understand the question. Me, stupid. What do you mean? Who is connected to YouTube?
So,
Oh.
Andy, with your audio
What, coming
settings in Windows, if you go to Control Panel and Sound,
Oh,
and then click on your speaker output or whatever it is you're
we might be
using,
having a
generally
different
speaking.
result to anybody listening in YouTube, apparently.
Really?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to do it again, and I'll do it longer then. Right, let me call up the settings. Right. Echo cancellation. Oh, here we go. Changing it now.
yeah, huge difference. It's not all
Yeah.
broken up.
Yeah.
Yeah, just totally
Totally
massive.
different.
Yeah. Okay, there's the bus.
Was the transition heard, gentlemen?
Yeah, before it was all like in and out.
We heard it, yeah.
Yeah. It was-
Very much so.
Okay.
So, Andy, this is for you. I'm just sharing a screen. Which
Well, that's an improvement because normally it sounds crap and then remains sounding crap. So-
Can you share my screen that I've brought up?
Certainly, sir.
It's my own fault.
There we go.
There you go. So, Andy, if you open up sound, that's what I've got. Speakers is my main audio
Yeah.
playback device. And then double clicking on that opens this up.
Well, I don't have speakers as my main. I have the interface as my main.
Depends and what does it say?
Well, let me go find it. I said it a while back.
Yeah.
It's been perfect ever since I said it, but
I've had this change on me several times with updates that I wasn't expecting. It just changed the whole setup. So it was bringing up screens as
Let
being
me have a look.
audio devices. It's going, fuck off.
Pan.
oh yeah, it is still output speakers.
No, there is no
And
pan testing.
then input
And then
mic.
on speakers,
settings.
output speakers, just go to advanced, third tab in,
On the levels.
and see what it's got. I've got 24-bit 48K studio quality. Is that what you've got?
Hold on a second. It gave me a different window.
No, there's nothing here.
Let me go to a different. Come on, bring it up.
Okay.
Bring it up. No, not that one. Not that one.
Yeah.
Speakers.
Sound is thin. Lacks bottom. From me as well.
Sound control panel.
It's having a CSA, so you've got to have a lot of ass.
Speakers.
A lot of bottom.
Yes, huge amounts. No, it's okay.
Right. Let's get rid of my presenting this. Let's stop sharing.
One of the
back.
things
There we
that
go.
seems to happen is when with this not getting stereo thing, again, the sound seems to be missing a lot of bottom end as well.
Yeah, mine is set up that way too. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I set it once and haven't changed it since. So,
Come on, girl. Show us bottom end.
oh, I forgot they had a room correction setting in here. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, Andrew stereo 2. But David and Andy seem to be still in the mono neck of the woods.
Keeps it interesting, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with mono. It's really good for getting a quieter instrument to cut through the mix.
Well, some of the instruments I have are mono only, so I don't have a choice.
It does look like mine, like Steinberg is separating channels 1 and 2, left and right, mono. So
Is
when
there
I'm
a
trying to,
selector button for that?
But you should be able to pan them.
I know it's a question. I'm trying
If
to
you
route.
route-
I'm
If
gonna
you
try
route them out
to
through a
do-
subgroup, then in the channels you should be able to then pan it one way or t'other.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to bring everything through Cubase right now, so I can fix it because I don't know where else to fix it in the chain if I don't open Cubase because I don't. Steinberg doesn't have like a mixer that I know of. You know what I mean? Like one I can just put in the.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's yours going now, Andy?
Oh, mine's the same. Here, let me find another patch here. With effects on it, that should actually have more oomph.
That sounds stereo to me.
Is it?
It is?
Yeah.
Again, I can only hear the one earbud right now, so. But I didn't change anything. It's just, it is what it
That
is.
sounded wire.
That second one didn't sound as wide, but the first one sounded
There.
I think it's to the
Not-
effects. The effects are
Oh.
helping.
not
Mind you,
quite there. Yeah,
We're
but
trying
it was
to gauge its width, and it might not be set to be a very wide sound.
trying
Yeah,
to
some
what?
of these are not,
No, exactly.
for sure.
Trying to gauge its.
Channel 1 pan full left, channel 2 pan full right.
David.
What's that?
Half God, half beast. Channel 1 pan full left. Channel 2 pan full right. Yeah, but I think the problem David's got is he's coming into one mic input
Yeah.
and it's showing up as if it were a single, as if it was one of a stereo pair. So he's got to try and disentangle those as a stereo pair. So probably you've got 1 and 2 tied as a stereo pair on the input, and it probably needs to be separated so they're mono channels, individual channels.
I'm wondering if I don't think Steinberg. Maybe the UR has some sort of mixed console that I don't know about. I still think I could fix it in Cubase. I just have to set it up.
See if this one sounds stereo. No?
Can't tell really.
Central? Yeah. It's probably not.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, the pan seems to be the having something set up where you can pan anything that you're playing, so you can actually
Studio
physically
setup.
move it to
Whoa,
the
what
left or
is
to the
this?
right. Yeah.
Oh, unfinished sympathy. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Firefox won't let you. Really?
Firefox won't let you what?
Won't let him join.
What?
Firefox won't let him join the stream.
I've had that issue with Firefox. Unless you've updated it, sometimes it doesn't like StreamYard changes. So you got to go with a Chrome or Chromium-based browser, or Opera.
You
Or
would've
you've
thought
got
this
to
would be a
update.
thing-
You've got to update the privacy settings in
Yeah.
in Firefox. That's
But
what
you
it
would have
is.
thought this
Yeah,
would be
they're
a
also
thing of the
weird about
past
that, too.
now, wouldn't you? You think they would have got this shit
No.
incompatibility?
I
bullshit
literally have this
sorted out?
problem every time I launch a StreamYard thing. I don't have it with Ranzy's vMix, but I have it with the StreamYard thing. When I could join someone
Well, now
else's
you're
StreamYard
having
audio
tremendous.
path,
Yeah.
and it won't join. It gets a grayed out thing saying, hey, something else is using it. There's literally nothing else using the camera
Yeah.
or the audio in. So I have to basically kill all the browser sessions, occasionally reboot, go back into one of the browsers, and then it will work. It's very stupid.
Yeah.
So if 11 fixes that, that's actually a good thing, but I doubt it does.
Well, I'm on 11 and it's not fixed it for me. I have to keep everything.
Exactly,
you know.
yeah,
I
so
think
there
it's just lots of conflicting things.
It's just Windows is what it is. It's just...
Do you know what?
They're
I
all
had a lot
trying
of
to use
people-
the MME.
I had a
That's
lot
what
of
it
people
is.
say to me that when if I was to switch to Mac, I wouldn't have any of these problems. And they've been
Well, Mac
saying-
isn't perfect, obviously, but it
Oh,
does.
no, but they've
Those
been saying
stupid things
this.
like that go away.
They've been saying that to me for like 30 years, right?
Yeah.
And then I finally
And it
go,
hasn't for
"Do
you
you know
so
what?
far."
I'm going to. And I've had nothing but fucking trouble since I've had it now.
They were just pulling your leg, Kent. It's all shit.
But here's the thing. I am aware enough, shall we say, I'll use the word aware enough, that I know it's not the equipment. I'm not used to this OS.
I think it's fundamentally it's even more fundamental than that, which is everyone that designs audio for computers is basing it on hi-fi rather than on studio audio.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Everything they do is based on hi-fi audio, so everything's labelled like that. Everything comes up like a home hi-fi something. You know, it's all labelled DVD audio or Blu-ray audio. You know, home entertainment. It's you have to dig deep to get it to start looking like and working like a professional audio.
Yeah. It's like I said,
driver system, and that's for the whole subsystem. The underlying systems are like that. It's awful.
I've talked to somebody about this online. We were having a little chat about trying to fix a problem. And I said, all right, well maybe if I go into the filey thing and if I delete the dill, it'll create a new deal, and when I fire up again, maybe that'll sort the problem. And he goes,
Your audio,
What's a
your mic
deal?
level's a bit low, by the way, Ken.
my what is
Your mic level's a bit low.
low?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. For me,
Okay.
It's better now when you speak up, but yeah, it goes in and out.
Oh, okay. Let me just have
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
it sounds kind of muted or something to me.
I don't like having the automatic mic.
Sounds like you're
setting.
going through the computer or something.
half god, half beast. You're right. Neither Mac nor Windows is better or worse than the other because fundamentally, the audio subsystems have been developed for them. For people to use that understand, I believe, hi-fi rather than studio equipment, and there should be a switch which just makes all the drivers and everything work and remember. It's a pain in the ass, is what it is.
Well, you want to talk about difficult? Try
Does it
Windows
sound different
NT4.
now?
Audio drivers on Windows NT4 is a goddamn nightmare.
Does the mic sound better now? Is it more? There?
Sounds a little muffled, but better than
Yeah.
it was. A bit louder.
It's
yeah.
yeah.
Muffled. What's
No,
that
it's
dog
still
walked
messed up.
on now?
Mm.
Oh Christ! I don't know. But anyway,
And half god, half beast. I'm using Chrome. I think most people are. Chrome or Opera, but it works. StreamYard works best on Chrome. It
Yeah,
just
Chrome or
is.
Edge, any Chromium browser.
Yeah, any Chromium browser, Firefox even, but Firefox isn't as good, even though it's Chromium based theoretically.
Oh, the best thing about Firefox are all the plugins, but they started killing a bunch of those, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
just I was going to click on it. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Culture of Ghost. Just press that buy button. Just press it. Polyend is a beastie wonderful thing, and I keep looking at it as well.
Every time I went to click on the, get the comment to fuck off, somebody said something, it moved. I went,
Yeah.
So I went to it again, and then somebody said something else. I went, fuck it, will you people stop talking?
Yeah, your mic does sound dull, Kent.
Does it?
Yeah, it sounds a bit bit woofly.
But perhaps
like
it's
this
me.
Yeah. Hasn't got the presence that it normally has, the top end.
That is now, as far as I know, I haven't been near any of that, but I will look.
It might be because you're a colossal tosser. I just throw that in there as a...
that can always be a
possible?
contributing
Does that-
factor.
Does that sound any better?
Yes, it does.
There you go. Say, Lily, she's been walking on buttons. I'm going to have to put something on the mixer so that she will go, no, I'll go a different way. Because over here it's clear. She needs to go in the bloody window. Little moo.
Little moo. Now, why does this keep doing weird shit?
But she is settling down a lot now. She's becoming more dog, less
Auto
puppy.
exposure. Get rid of that auto exposure. Autofocus is fine. Why does it keep
Yeah.
changing?
Actually, fixing the door and then forgetting to close it anyway. Jesus. What am I like? By the time I'm into the habit of closing it, she won't be interested. Yeah, because letting Lily in here, there'd be the equivalent of you walking into your studio, and there's a cow in the middle of the studio, just standing there chewing cables. Lily has the same damage potential.
Right. Naughty Lily.
Yeah, isn't that the thing though? Yeah. Yeah, I've had little things like that. Max always used to chew the leg of the bed. And it was just something I never got him to get out of. And then when he was gone, of course, you'd pay good money to have him there chewing the leg again.
Yeah.
This is why I never tell the dogs off very hard. Just go, oh, you, what? I think, oh, you,
I have this thing. I was playing with my cat
Yes, of
earlier,
course it is,
Mr.
Dad.
Evans, and he sunk his claws into my hand, and bit of a bleedy. But rather than spank him, I just went and got the TCP, smothered it with TCP so it doesn't get infected, and let him have another go. And he went,
Yeah. It's like when I come down in the morning. You know when you come down in the morning and it's like,
yeah,
and I make the coffee and I get all the pig in blanket treats out and Noah's tablet, and they all gather around me and they all sit and they say out their names and hand out their treats and everything like that. And go, little Noah, and they go, right, let's see what's in the garden. And I go out the back door into the garden to see what Lily has taken out into the garden during the night. And then this morning I sort of went, no, they're not my headphones. Oh, and as I went up, there was just one headphone with a little bit of strap. And then eventually I found the rest of the, torn up foam and everything. Just go, oh, these headphones are 250 quid. And honest to God, I brought them in with a look of murder in my eye. She's sitting in the front room, and I go up to her like that and go, who did this? And she looked at me and wagged her tail at me, and I went, who did? Oh shit, if she wasn't so gorgeous. Look what you've done, you bad girl, right? Like this. And I gave her a tap on the nose, right? Makes that noise. And she went, oh, right, yes. And I think, these were so expensive. Oh. And then spent the rest of the, my journey back into the kitchen to get to the coffee that I had managed to make. Saying, it's your own stupid fault, you silly fucking bastard. Why did you leave them on the coffee table overnight, you stupid cunt? And she waddles in wagging her tail, and it's like,
not your fault.
All right, girl.
Not your fault,
Not
Lily.
your fault. Yeah, if they weren't there, you wouldn't have eaten them.
Yeah.
Oi. Carnivores. What's
Yeah.
that from? Institute of Electronic Principles, yeah. Yeah. What film was that in? Where the guy goes, oi, carnivores. I think it was a Mel Brooks.
Could have been. Not familiar to me.
No, you can't change it.
Yeah, I don't remember that line.
I've heard it somewhere.
Right.
Hmm.
So, you're stereo. I'm stereo. Andy's partially stereo. And David's gone walkabout.
Well, actually,
Well, it's the same moving in stereo, right?
Yeah, but Andy's coming through so hot. They're going,
I am?
yeah, pretend you're stereo.
Yeah, really
Pretend
hot.
you're stereo.
Yeah.
It is
Really,
very,
really
very
hot.
warm.
Mike is hot too?
Everything's hot, yeah, so you
Oh,
could be
okay.
down about 6
How about
dB.
that?
Go on.
Better?
Mary
Much,
had a
I
little.
think so. Try again.
Better. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah,
not
yeah,
too-
much
that's
better.
a bit too much.
Yeah.
That's little. Give yourself a little bit of headroom with it.
1 2 1 2.
Yeah, cool.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
So I can't scream now, right?
Well, you can. You just won't hurt so
Yeah.
much. The monitor goes and shatters.
Everyone's ears are bleeding.
Right.
Oh, there it is.
Lord, there are what? There's 27 of us here. Is this what our lives come to?
Yeah. Why are we such sad fuckers?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, but is it sad though?
Am I on
No,
here?
it's lovely.
It's sad if you're just sitting home alone and no interaction whatsoever. That's
Yeah,
sad.
exactly.
Sad if you don't have an awesome studio with cats.
Exactly.
That's true. That's
Mind you,
very,
it's worse if
very
you're sitting
true.
with
No,
27 people and 26 of
winning,
them are
man.
imaginary.
Yeah,
Talking
yeah.
to some AI.
That's different.
No, we're fine.
Just goes to show there's nothing on telly anymore.
Well, it's even more sad if you're in a 26-person virtual wank. So that's
I don't know. We'll
No.
give it a try.
put a screen cover on. So.
Yeah. Do we get to choose?
Now, which one of these?
Hmm. See if we've got any. Do I have a team? Oh, I know what I wanted to have a look at while we're here.
Perfect case of label your damn adapters. I can't find which power adapter for this thing, and I don't want to mess it up.
I actually put labels on mine in the end because I've got, I think about, was it 107 or something?
Oh yeah,
And it got ridiculous.
yeah,
And then there's all the tool ones as well.
yeah.
For all the different power tools, all the different charts.
And the biggest problem is the polarity. I'm always worried about the
Yeah.
polarity more than anything
Yeah.
else. So.
And which ones are 110s,
Mhm.
which ones are 240s. Yeah, and the polarity of...
So what for the 110s? Would you have you have a power adapter that converts to the American
Yes.
standard?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I have quite a few of them, actually.
Okay.
Quite a few. But I
Like
had
those
quite a
travel
few.
plugs?
Yeah, I got loads of them as well.
Yeah.
But that's because of the gear.
Yeah, yeah. Because I have a big ass 240 box just for one synth I bought that was an Arabic synth,
Yeah.
and it had this massive power supply for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, because it's got to up it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You see, for ours, it's easy because we got the high voltage and they just got to like reduce.
Yeah.
But when it's low and you've got to expand,
Crank it up, yeah.
Oh,
big
here
ass,
we go.
Big ass
Yeah.
transformers, yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game. Induction and all that cobblers, isn't it? So, but yeah, because there's a lot of people they buy stuff from Japan on eBay and American
Oh, yeah.
stuff, and then they get it and they go, oh, it's got a problem, and they bring it to me, and then
Well, even I have to use something for Japan here because they're 100 volts,
Yeah,
and it's not quite happy at 100 volts, 60 hertz.
yeah,
So I have to basically use this little, I forgot the name, Kawasaki or something like that, some funny little brand, tiny little power adapters.
yeah.
That's a step down.
Well, here's the
And-
thing. I run 100-volt units here at 110 all day long, and they don't give them monkeys.
It depends on the unit. I had a couple things that weren't happy.
Probably, depending on how modern they are. I'm talking about older stuff. There's more leeway.
Because when I went to Japan the first time, and I had
Yeah.
my old video camera with me with a big ass battery charger and power supply,
Yeah.
that's 110. It worked over there, but it got really hot.
Yeah.
So it worked, but it wasn't a happy camper. So I did it sparingly. Because the power supply was like $150. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, sometimes we get like the 100-volt DX7s.
Yeah.
God, I used to get loads of them coming at one time. And but they will run quite happily at 110.
Like those idiots that stole my EX5, they didn't take the power adapter with it. So they
Ah.
might have fried it when they plugged it in.
Ah, yeah.
Dumbasses. It was hanging right on it, so it was.
But I have done before now where, especially it's because of IEC cables, I had a memory mode come in, and normally not a problem. They are,
Yeah.
they're nearly always 240 because they're UK ones. And I plugged the IEC in. There's a lot of shit going on at the same time. I plugged the IEC in. Anyway, turned it on. Boom. Went, fuck, she's 110, isn't she? And I had a look on the back. And you go, 110. And all it does is pop the fuse.
Yeah.
That's what it will do,
Okay, this will work.
What annoys me, this guy has had this memory mode for, oh Christ, 30 years. And I said to him, you can convert this to 240. He goes, can you? I went, yeah. See
That's
that
funny.
wire? That comes off. This one goes on. There you go. But I've had it with people where they've actually got the selector at the back.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
And they've
They
had
never-
the thing years.
They never see that, yeah.
And it's never occurred to them to go, oh, look at that. I don't have to use this dirty, great big ass bloody step downer anymore.
Well, they knew what the hell were they doing with it, because they didn't
Whoa.
notice that when they're plugging stuff in. What the hell were they doing with the synth all along, right?
Well, yeah.
Right, I'm going to call it a night, I think. I only popped in to see what was
Well, you
going
can't
on.
because it's morning now.
Oh, yeah, there is
Yeah.
that.
So you can't,
There is that.
call it night. You have to call it morning.
Is that stereo?
Very loud.
Is it too loud? Sorry.
Very loud.
Out there.
Better.
Better. This is the
I
Terra.
don't know. Sounds mono. Yes, we're getting a lot of mono reports coming in.
Let me crank the effects up here.
Further away, but still mono.
All right.
Oh, that's stereo.
Let's do.
Yeah, apparently,
Right.
it's still too loud. You
Too
sure?
loud?
Doesn't sound too loud now. Or is
No.
it because it's far away?
Far away.
Yeah,
Close.
small,
Close.
far away.
Far away.
You get it now?
Far away.
Too loud
That
still?
was a funny show. Really was. Yeah, it's mono.
It's a tube and throat singer.
Yeah, that is clever. That is clever. I like that a lot.
Isn't that great?
That is very good.
That's the vocal format one. There's also one that's based on the Voder, the old Voder
Mm.
synth from
Yeah.
the 60s,
Oh God, yeah, at
I
least.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. That is clever. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
Accelerometer built in. So
Right, I'm going. See you later, Beagles. Good night, everyone in the chat.
She's
Good
wrong.
to see you all. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Cheers, guys.
Right, Craig.
And gals.
She's wrong.
Yeah.
That's basically what I was going to do. I was
Yeah.
going to do another Terra video, so. 'Cause I want to play with it some more. Been so busy I haven't played with anything, really.
We'll just do 10 minutes of that and do it for Hardware Jams.
It's got to be more structured than that. I know that they're pretty loose usually, but I like making stuff more structured. That's just me being
All right,
silly.
just put a drum loop over the top of it. That'll do. Yeah, do that.
Like a monkey jam.
Yeah. If anybody complains, go, hey, cultural man, you're being racist.
Speaking of cultural, have you watched White Lotus at all? The White Lotus show?
No.
Yeah. It's entertaining. You should check it out.
Oh, okay. Keep an eye out for that then.
So 3 seasons so far.
Oh, okay. Well, because I think it was only about 3 months ago I started watching Blacklist, for Christ's sake. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Season 10 or something now.
They're way up there. I lost track around 7. I watched a lot of it, but I got distracted by other stuff. But yeah, I like James Spader. He's good.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever see Bad Influence with Rob Lowe?
Don't
It's an
think so.
late 80s, early 90s movie. I forgot exactly when, but it's a classic.
Oh, okay.
Basically, a good guy gets. It's kind of like Fight Club, but the guy's a real guy.
Oh, okay.
So he's influencing him to do all kinds of shit to change his life,
Yeah.
in sometimes pretty troubling ways. It's very entertaining. So.
Well, to be honest with you, I was really enjoying House of Cards. God damn it!
Oh yeah.
I know
Well,
they did
what
another
ruined it
season
more?
without
The fact
him.
that she took over, or the fact that he's such a douche?
Well, no, because him not being in it anymore was like
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah,
no spice.
he's a big part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be like not having James Spader in Blacklist, isn't it?
But it's like, some people have trouble watching some of the older Tim Burton stuff because of and Ferris Bueller because of that guy who was a fucking creepy pedophile, the principal guy
Yeah.
in real life.
The
Jeffrey
thing
Jones.
is, I don't know. Maybe is it because I'm getting old? But sometimes I'm going, hang on a minute. How much of this was there? I know they should know better and all the rest of it. I get that. But sometimes, you get all these people coming out of the woodwork from 15 years ago and stuff like that and go, well, wait a minute, it wasn't a problem until now, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it wasn't outed until now. It's just like Michael Jackson. It wasn't outed until years later. So.
Yeah, there is that element as well. So it's so hard to gauge, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it did ruin the show. To be
Yeah.
honest. And I'd always been a huge fan of his. Right.
But if
from
you watch a lot of his
Glengarry,
movies,
Glen Ross,
he's great in a lot of stuff. But
Yeah.
like, look at L.A. Confidential, the creepy character he plays in that. That's kind of
Yeah.
really him.
Oh, yeah. But it's like this thing that's coming out about Will Smith. Actually, they said, what was it? The most. He's a brilliant actor. He's managed to convince people for 30 years he's a nice guy.
Yeah, to be honest, I never liked Will Smith. I couldn't stand Fresh Prince. I didn't like his rapping career.
Yeah.
I thought he was okay in iRobot, and he's okay in a few other things, but I never thought he was great or highly watchable.
Yeah.
And some things like Bad Boys, I can't even watch. I hate Michael Bay to begin with, and then that guy, and yeah, I just didn't do it for me. I'm not the right demographic.
Mm.
So I like things. If I like silly, stupid things, I'll watch something with some kind of edge to, like Monty Python, Warner Brothers cartoons.
Yeah.
Something extremely silly but has something more going for it. I don't watch unless it's like a Rambo movie or martial arts movie or something like that. I don't watch a lot of really dumb, like stoner kind of dumb stuff or like
I know what you mean.
dumb action with no real merit.
Yeah.
Or if I do, I really just watch it to kind of goof on it and then move on to something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the Transformers movies are just fucking terrible. I mean, so much money spent on that, and yeah, as a 3D guy, you know how much work that takes.
Yeah.
And some of the rendering is goddamn beautiful, but it's a piece of shit movie series,
Yeah.
and the physics don't work, and everything, so all that trouble to make everything look a certain way.
Well, to be honest
And
with
it's
you,
nonsense.
there was a whole period of time where, going, look, we've got this special effects department. don't need to worry too much about the story.
Yeah.
It's going to look brilliant. That kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So
It's like we have all this stuff. Now let's put a story around it. Oh, that's too late.
Yeah. yeah. But because it was like when Babylon 5 started out, you could Lightwave was still being developed.
Sure. Yeah.
Very, very. In fact, I think the money they were making from making Babylon 5 was helping to develop the software.
When they did guys in suits on the space station, it looked like shit.
Yeah.
Because they
Exactly.
just were all fully mechanical, robotic kind of.
Yeah.
They weren't smooth.
Especially when they're doing like high camera angles and there's supposed to be these tiny little people walking along gangways coming from some, like the Vorlon cruiser or something like that, and they go, no.
Yeah, some of the superimposition stuff was kind of rough too.
But the thing was, there was this story arc.
Yeah, the story was first, and the CGI lended itself to fantastic characters and places that could not be done any other way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like an organic ship, or a crazy alien, or some other kind of stuff that was just, unless you're Rob Bottin and you have months and months of prep, you couldn't do it physically. There's no way.
I tell you what, although the story arc had to happen, I kind of regret it. I really regret the fact that the Vorlons and the Shadows shook hands and made up.
Well, you know why they did that? Because they had to hurry up and end the show.
Yeah, but it was sort of like, no.
Yeah.
We needed the Shadow as the antagonist. We loved their ships coming out and scaring the shit out of everybody.
But it also did open an avenue for see, they're all kind of bad guys, right? And
everybody's manipulating everybody.
Yeah, so he did turn that around in a cool way that it turns out the Vorlons were fucking assholes as well, right? So,
yeah.
Because they were basically creating telepaths on purpose.
Yeah.
Messing with human DNA and stuff. So
they're
assholes.
Interfering all over the place.
Yeah, total assholes. And then being pompous about it.
Yeah.
And being obtuse, like when they ask him questions and he says crazy stuff that doesn't mean anything. But then it kind of does when you go into everything he said did actually work out. But in the moment, you had no context. You go, this guy's like he's on drugs, right? But he's purposely speaking just way out there to not tip the hat.
Yeah.
And so it was clever in that respect. He was able to obscure lots of the plot points.
Yeah.
Feed you the stuff ahead of time. You had no idea where you're going. And then when it loops around and you either rewatch it or just remember it really well, you're like, oh shit, that was in season 1. That's a payoff from season 1. No show ever does that.
It's true.
So, yeah, he gets major credit for that. Even though there were some bad episodes here and there.
Here we go.
Second warning, if you...
What's this?
Oh, there you go, Kent.
Yay!
You're official.
Yeah. Couldn't it have been bigger than that?
Yeah, it's like, come back with something else, man. You got to say like a baby's arm with an apple or something like that.
Baby's arm with an apple.
If you're going to show your goods, you better come prepared. That was pathetic. He said John Holmes is a minimum.
The trouble is, I've often thought, I'd like to get the box set out again and watch them all again from the start. And then I go, oh, hang on a minute, I don't think I have a DVD player in the house anymore.
Well, no, I have,
You
when
missed the
HBO
Willy.
Max. Yeah, you missed a dick pic, animated dick pic.
No, I didn't miss that.
I wasn't quite, actually, I'm not sure that was animated.
No, I know. It was
That looked kind of live.
It was live. I was just.
It was live. Oh, well. Well, good on him.
Good on him.
I mean, but he didn't show his face, so he's not that proud of it, right? So.
That's pretty funny.
Anyway, so when HBO Max had it for a while, somewhere along the line, somebody paid for the upres. So there was at least an HD upres? It might have been a 4K. It was actually a 4K upres, I think. And they aired on HBO Max, and then they had it for a brief period of time, and then they took it down.
Right.
and I was able to grab, because they still haven't come out with a box set of that upres. From what I can tell, they were supposed to do it end of last year, and I still haven't seen it. Anyway, I have downloads of all the 4K ones. If you want to see them, I can show them to you. It really did improve. You would think, oh, 4K with those graphics, it won't work. No, the algorithm they used, similar to like Topaz Labs or something like that, really made everything look better. The actors look better. The CGI looks better.
Yeah.
They really did a stellar job revitalizing the show without having to reshoot anything. You know, like Star Trek stuff, they had to reshoot a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
This is the actual footage just up-resed and tweaked, and it looks good.
The other thing I liked about that show was I was watching the developments in the CGI in the show. At the same time, I'm watching the developments of the software on my computer when I'm using it. And I go, oh, they've got up to 1024 on there. Oh, hang on. Yeah, okay. Oh, it's not available here yet. But it will be soon. It will be soon. Because you know it's coming now.
Yeah.
Because they're using it.
Oh, yeah.
And that was great.
Yeah, no, it was...
watching the development.
In fact, I think they moved... Does Amazon Prime have them again? I think Amazon Prime has it again. Go check there. I don't know, it might be a regional thing. Maybe you don't have it in your region. But Amazon Prime does have them back on there again. I saw it as part of the Prime subscription. But I'm not sure if it's the original from the DVDs or the 4K upres.
Yeah.
But it did look really nice. So I was really happy to find those in my little secret internet pockets. Because it didn't last for long. It was one of those things. It was up for a while, and then it got taken down. So luckily I got all the episodes.
Yeah.
I think so.
I might, to be honest with you, I might just dump that. I mean, this is not doing anything. This entire stream was just, are we stereo again or not? No, there's no pearls of wisdom going to come out of this at all.
And it's long enough, and that's a short enough clip. They may not even notice it. I mean, you can go on YouTube and find porn all the time. They don't find all the stuff to take down. So you don't give a shit. Just leave it in there. Who cares?
Yeah.
You're not monetizing the channel anyway. So. Mind
you, if there was, they go, or some 12-year-old girl might see it and go, why would a 12-year-old girl be watching this?
Exactly. This already says not made for kids.
Yeah.
And it's already a bunch of older people hanging out chatting about nonsense. So why would some kid want to watch this anyway?
They would not.
You can just keep them away by boring them, and then they'll stay off.
No, I wouldn't worry, Halfgod. I'd probably dump this one anyway. I wasn't intending to keep anything on this. This, like I say, just see if we get things to sound stereo again.
I should have had this playing when the guy was doing his little solo.
Playing his pink flute.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's very good.
It's funny. Yeah, I haven't used this enough to memorize all the preset areas because there's like zones. So the vocal stuff is in a certain bank, and the like FM stuff is in a certain bank. Like I think this is FM bass.
So what is the unit?
What? This?
What is the
Somatera.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Okay.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh.
Things fall into place. Because I must admit, I had looked at her.
You looked at what?
The Terror.
It's amazing.
And I was like, and then I went, no, hang on, Ken, remember, you're still practicing on the road, remember?
Some glorious FM stuff here.
Bowling needs now, it needs a few sound banks that are a little bit more adventurous.
Well, you can use all those other plugins with it, right? I mean,
well, up to a point.
What's that one company that had all the extra sound banks for its app? And I got them, but I haven't used it for a while, so I forgot the name of it. They were advertising on the Rolly set for a while. Some of those are quite good.
Oh yes, absolutely. But what I did find was, you set it to MPE, and you call up an MPE instrument, and then it's like, hang on a minute, it's a little bit grey area about how it works with the MPE.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't do what you think it's going to do.
But yeah, this has all that wonderful Buchla skin touch magic on it. So the more you touch, the more modulation you get.
Yeah.
And everything can be stacked and layered and all in real time.
Yeah. So you're still in mono, Dave?
Lots of cool percussion stuff.
You're still monoed?
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down and try to figure out a way to set up the loop back and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do that for a long time, so this is the time to do it. Not right.
Yeah, because I can't remember if it was Thursday or Friday. Probably Friday. Just fired it up and suddenly everybody's going, no, mono, mate. I went, what, eh? You know about?
Yeah, I want to get it. I've been wanting to get it so I can jam,
Yeah.
run
Apparently it's very loud, Andy.
Is it?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, just a little bit.
That's probably the output on this guy.
Sounds good, though. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it is an interesting sounding instrument.
Better?
Yeah.
So some of these FM bits get really loud and
it's
nasty.
better.
There's no built-in limiter, so it gets pretty
Yeah.
wild.
Plus, I think because it's still in mono, it makes it very punchy.
Yeah.
You don't have the getting the space with it.
I mean, you could really go to a show, go out live and just jam on that.
Oh yeah, totally.
And people, it would be enjoyable to listen to.
Well, I'm trying to find the there's the animated LFO setting and arpeggiator setting. Some of these presets already have them on here, but I haven't memorized them all yet. So, plus you get microtonal on here. You get all kinds of cool stuff. Is that one too loud?
Not too bad at all.
It's not too pushing it just a hair, but not. It's not.
Little
real.
Middle Eastern stuff there.
Because wasn't the Terror about, was it 1,500 quid?
They're around there.
Yeah.
16,
Wow, I thought
something like that.
less than that.
No, they're up there.
No.
Wow, it sounds good, so I guess maybe.
Yeah, I mean it has 32 sound engines in it,
Okay.
Yeah.
and all the expressivity and the accelerometer and
Yeah.
all that shit. So, and it's also a MIDI controller too. You're not limited to just playing what's on board. It's got pretty good
Sounds like
MIDI support.
Sounds like it's kind of a instrument to learn, like just to master.
Like here, you have just you tap, pluck it. If you roll over the pad,
I think if I remember
all the
right,
dynamics are.
the Lyra is digital, but it gives the impression of being very analog.
Yeah, I think so, or at least the delays are digital. I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, it has analog. I'm pretty sure it's analog only in the effects, not in the.
Yeah.
No, I think it's the other
engine.
way around. You sure?
I can't
feel
remember.
I feel like the effects were digital and the rest was.
Well, you have a lot of this
I
crazy.
don't know why I can't remember.
A lot of crazy control over the effects that sound very analog, but I'd have to look at the specs again. I forgot.
It's super cool. I really enjoyed mine,
Yeah.
but
They sold it?
yeah, I saw mine.
No, I only had one for a few months, really. It was oh God. It was Mr. Wiggly's one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And when he died, well, it was given to me after he died. But when Ty was cataloguing all the stuff in the studio to sell for his wife, I said, "Look, I've got his Lyra 8 here."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, it was given to you." I said, "Yeah, but it's still got his name on the back." He goes, "Oh." I said, "Look, I'll send it over to you, right? Because the money's going to
Yeah.
his
No.
wife,
We
and they're going to have to, forge ahead on their own, sort of thing." So I said, it's not like it's a cheap unit.
No.
I said,
Hear the microtonal there?
It. Oh yeah.
And it has even the Harry Parch. I think it's a 43 tone scale. So really weird microtonal stuff.
Yeah. What I still have is I've got oh shit, what's it called? Their drum machine.
Pulsar 23.
Pulsar 23. Now I got my Pulsar 23.
Yeah, those are expensive.
Now I took a board out of that to fix a customer's Pulsar 23. Emailed the Polish people. I think it was the intermediates.
Yeah.
I said, right, to save time, I've taken the Pulsar 23 board out of mine and put it into theirs. So can you just send me another board, which would have gone into theirs anyway? I said, this way it's just quicker, everybody's happier. And they went, yeah. Never saw the board, so I fucked my 23.
Oh no.
Oh, dude.
And it sits there going,
oh
"Hi,
man,
I have no
Sucks.
effects and output. Hi."
Did you ping them a few times? Or?
Yeah. It all went very quiet.
That's awful.
And I think at some point, it was a married couple, I believe. Soma stopped using them because they were getting so many complaints.
Oh yeah. So then you're just broken. The whole chain gets broken.
Because then I emailed Soma direct and said, "Look, can I just deal with you direct?"
Yeah.
And enough with this distributing. And of course, it's not something they can do because of borders and all the rest of it. So it was all a bit too
much.
iffy. Yeah. So if anybody wants a Pulsar 23 with fucking no bollocks in it at all, there's one down in the workshop.
That sucks.
Yeah. It does suck.
Because that's what I end up doing half the time. I mean, I gave my what's his face? Fucking hell. Oh, for God's sake, I can't remember his name now. Oh, my brain fog's been so bad since I've had COVID, it's ridiculous. His name will come to me in a minute. Ben. Used to be on PSN
Mm-hmm.
back in the day.
Yeah.
He was around here, and he goes, "What the hell is that thing over there?" I'll go, "Oh, that's the Analog Solution."
Oh, you gave him
you
those
know,
two of those things, right? Leipzig and the
no,
other one.
I gave him the a Leipzig and a No, was it not Cosmos? What the fuck was
I remember the other one. Yeah, I forgot the name.
And then
of it,
the big 4-voice poly one that looks
Not
like
fuse box. No.
No. It's
No, it's
fucking
bigger.
massive. It was the what was it called? I think it was called something poly or poly something. But anyway,
I remember. Yeah.
great. It's about a huge thing. I said, look, I'm not actually using these at the moment because I've got nowhere to stand them to use them anyway. Do
Yeah.
you want to borrow one? They went, yeah, absolutely. I said, right. So we loaded up the car with all these 3 big bloody cents. He's still got them. So like, yeah, if he's using them, getting fun out of it.
Yeah. Leipzig would be fun. Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah. Oh, the Leipzig's it's cute, you know.
Yeah. I mean, just like when you feel like jamming, making some weird sounds.
Yeah.
They're all. I know
And,
the studio electronics, their boom stars are kind of in that same vein. They're just really, they're beasts. They're total analog beasts, and they're all those boxes. I've had a few of them. They're all just, they're excellent. You know, they're kind of, you get kind of, I don't know, you get kind of over them. They're just not.
no,
They're cool. Every time you pull it out, you go, "Wow, that's awesome." Then you put it away again.
no, half god. They didn't give me any schematics for anything. What they wanted me to do was do either board swaps, but didn't supply me any fucking boards, or replace a knob that had broken, or a jack socket, or a USB socket that had broken, that kind of thing. Nothing major. So. And it was actually quite a big board that I swapped over for that Pulsar 23. So it was... So we'll see. We've done it before for other synth manufacturers. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. That's the problem. Big companies like Yamaha and Roland and stuff like that, they don't care, they're not interested. They do a back to base sort of thing, don't they?
So this is a sound you don't expect to hear on the Terra. Pretty unique.
Yeah. Much I've noticed lately, the whole question of, is it digital or is it analog, it's almost becoming mute now, because digital keyboards seem to be capable of doing such analog sounds. It's
And even
ridiculous.
digital stuff sounds amazing. PPG, I love digital. So people shit all over digital. I never understood that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like synthesis,
I mean,
you like synthesis. It's just.
In fairness, there was a time when digital really sounded digital.
Oh yeah.
Right. But now, it's sometimes you go, no, that's got to be analog, and then they go, no, it's completely digital. And you go, really?
The Microwave XT is digital through and through. Digital filter, digital oscillators, digital everything, right?
Yeah.
And it sounds glorious. But obviously a PPG sounds a little warmer because it's using analog filters. But so what? So it's mix and match, As Wendy Carlos said many times, she had a lot of trouble in the old days doing everything just analog and not having things get muddy and stepped on. And
the XT sounds great. That's what
amazing.
I got from Dom.
Yeah.
No regrets.
Yeah, but
Well-
most people go, "Oh, I hate that. It's so cold." And it's like
No.
sometimes the cold is good. I like
Yeah,
that.
sometimes the cold's also. Plus, it's not really. I don't know, cold. You work through it. It's really.
You
not-
can adjust it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have had the opportunity to have a completely analog studio with I think it was about 12 keyboards altogether, and it was the biggest pain in the arse I've ever experienced in my life.
I bet.
Every
Syncing
day,
and all that stuff.
every single day you turned it on, there was a new fault somewhere.
And
Well,
get everything tuned to stay in
Yeah.
tune.
And
Yeah.
same thing with the modular, the analog
Yeah.
modular. It's really cool, but then you start listening to recordings and you're like, oh man, that's out a little bit.
Yeah.
That's why you got to
mean,
put quantizers and everything, unless you want
Yeah,
the
then
loose,
you're-
unless you want the loose feel. Yeah.
And honest to God, the most you could really get out of it was 8 months before it was like tuning week.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right, guys, I gotta go. Sorry, I just
Oh, right, bye.
All right.
wish I didn't have to.
Good
but-
to
Well,
see
I'll,
ya.
I'll be shooting
Here's the
soon
dinner.
because it's like kind of late, and I need
Yeah.
to get.
Say
into
hi to
work
doggies and
tomorrow.
kitties.
Yeah. Thanks for having this, Kent.
Yeah, no problem, babe.
I needed it. See ya.
Good man, good man. So
Um,
yeah, it's a massive pain in the arse to have an analog studio.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, just a few pure
think a lot
analog
of
things
people
I have.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think a lot of people remember them romantically. Oh, when I had my Polymoog. Oh, wow, it's such fun. And
Or you just do
go,
the,
no,
you
no,
know,
no, no.
the
Now,
the
really
DCO.
try to remember it.
You just
Yeah.
enjoy the DCOs, a little easier to use, right?
Mm.
But yeah, if you want full-on VCOs, analog everything, it's like, Jesus Christ, it's, just,
Yeah.
it's too much.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
but you know, if your mini Moog went out, I mean, like 2 minutes and you can have it back again, no problem. You don't even
Well,
have to take it apart, for Christ's sake.
the first analog I bought was a Moog Rogue, and it's only two oscillator. But
Mm.
man, that thing's low end is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I did some jams with a friend years ago, and the bass would just step all over everything. You had to, you know, I wasn't using a complicated setup. It was just like put all the keyboards in a basic Behringer mixer, run them to a stereo recorder, and we just did jams. That's how I got into the hardware jam style, of learning to do shit on the fly and not screw up too much.
Yeah.
And we didn't have time to dial in every little sound, so you just, okay, that sounds good, that sounds good, those sounds work together, we think, okay,
Yeah.
let's just do it.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden the Rogue comes in and goes, just like wipes the floor with every other synth in the jam.
Mm.
Steals so much of the low end and the mid range, it wasn't even funny.
Yeah.
And it sounded cool, but once you started mixing it, it's really delicate to get it to sound the way you want it to sound and not kill everything else.
Well, I must admit, regardless of all the analog that I had in the studio, I welcomed digital with open arms, particularly things like the M1.
Oh yeah,
The Mirage. Holy shit.
sure, yeah. Got that
Yeah.
grunge, got that lo-fi grunge. It's great.
Yeah, but I like the
Yeah.
amount of sounds you could get.
Exactly.
And then-
Yeah.
When it played a kettle drum sample, for instance, it sounded like a kettle drum.
Did you? I have one thing I haven't tried on my Mirage because I only got it a few years ago after seeing it when I was in high school.
Yeah.
But I never tried actually sampling with it. Did you ever try that? Because it's kind of a pain, right?
Yeah, it is a bit of a pain.
Yeah. Editing, get it to work right.
There was kind of a formula to it.
Because Emacs was dead easy. You just had to spend some time. I love the Emacs
yeah.
too. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
I sampled a shitload of stuff on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, but
And no visuals. That was all done by ear.
Yeah.
So years later, you get, any kind of visual editor, even Audacity or whatever, and you spoil with all the waveforms.
Yeah.
And I had to listen to the clicks and the pops and get the crossfade to work right and all that stuff all by ear. And it was valuable to do it that way. So you use your ears and not your eyes. Most people look at the waveform. They go, the waveform looks good, but it still sounds like crap. Why is that? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, my email, buddy, is Kent_Spong@hotmail.com. So, and then hit me up through that, buds. But, I mean, you're here. What is your problem with your Hydra? But but like I say, when it's sampled with the Mirage, I mean, it's a 2-digit display in hex. And
Yeah.
after a while, I was whizzing through this bastard thing. Changing
Yeah, like anything else, you
track
get
and
used to it.
And you go bam, bam, bam,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was like, wow.
But you never actually tried sampling directly into it and making your own stuff, right?
Oh God, yeah, no, all the time.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
And it worked out okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I put the expander in it so I could do it at 33.3.
Okay.
But that was later. But actually, I liked it when it was at its original, when it was more grungy.
Mm-hmm.
But I would sample all. I used to go around the house with a tape recorder and a microphone. I'd be hitting all sorts of fucking.
I was doing that with the SK1 back in the old days.
Yeah, yeah. And nothing got away with it.
Yeah.
Anything could get sampled, and
Yeah.
just to see how it worked out, or mix them together even.
And the beauty of the SK1 is a lot of people didn't know this, but if you mastered the basic envelope section and basic synthesizer section of the SK1, you understood how it really worked. When you go into the sampling mode, you could do the same thing and apply those envelopes to your samples. And so you could take something and really make it smooth.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
loop properly. Even though it's short, you could make it really cool samples even on a shitty SK1. So
Well, this is it. I used to sample all sorts of motorbike engines, cars, hitting
Yeah.
something with something or whatever, and just collecting, these sounds and then trying them out. And
did you
finding
see
loop
that
points.
that oscillator that Ramsey demoed from IntelliGel? That thing's amazing.
Yeah,
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
I gotta get that thing. That thing's really cool
that's crazy. Isn't it?
because it has the legacy of the Akai 612 sampler,
Yeah,
but with all the extra granular stuff, and
Yeah.
It's just so glorious to run stuff through there. It's so cool.
yeah. Has Wisdom put out that question yet?
I don't think so.
No, he hasn't. Yeah, but it'd be interesting to see what's the problem with his Hydra, because I think oh, here we go. It's here before, but my light show isn't working properly, and I noticed it's not working after I plug my ABC MIDI in. Ooh.
Yeah, what are you doing? I gotta step away. I'll be right
Not
back.
working after I plug my MPC to it through MIDI. Now through. Could it be a clock issue? Oh, yeah, there's a poser. Let me think. Could be a clock issue. Let me try to remember what our we have available to us. Let's have a quick look down here. Yeah. Okay. No, I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be the clock. I'd have to look at that in a little bit more detail. It might be, but yeah, I don't know. It seems very specific, doesn't it? It could be a power supply issue. Output's clock, why not playing then? Weird. The annoying thing is I sold my bloody MPC X, could try it out.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I wasn't using it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
You know.
I don't even use my Force. I like it, but there's no time to use that and everything else.
Well, it's like I got that S6000.
Oh
I
yeah.
haven't got round to turning the bloody thing on yet.
I have a 5000 because at the time I couldn't find any 6000, so it's basically the same thing, just have the detachable panel. But
Yeah.
Um,
It's essentially.
but I have all the
same.
upgrades. I got the USB thing for it
Yeah.
and some other upgrades for it. One thing I'm excited about, I finally got a KDFX card for Kurzweil K2500, and I keep forgetting to put the KDFX in there to get the better effects.
Yeah.
Can't find the emu one at all that Andrew's always talking about. The emu effects expansion thing is like hen's teeth. It's just good luck
Yeah.
with
No,
that
they
one.
probably didn't make many of them to start
They
with.
didn't, and
anyway.
no one's selling them. They're like coveted.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right. So much for that one.
Plays on it says the start message.
Although
Yeah,
I am
it's
seeing
weird,
some of the
isn't it?
flash ROMs show up.
It's weird. We shouldn't really be getting these kind of MIDI problems this late in the game.
I didn't see the thing. What is it?
It's
Multitasking.
It's got a issue with the MPC when you plug it in into the Hydra.
Oh, okay. Just controlling it.
I think so. It looks like it's not syncing from what you're saying. Seems to have problems with the clock. Very weird. No. Don't know. That's weird.
I had an issue. I haven't touched my Hydra in a while, just getting too busy. But I tried one time to hook the CV gate up to my modular, and it wasn't working properly. I wasn't sure what I was doing wrong with that, but probably just some dumb thing I overlooked.
There is a thingy in the menu to change it from 3 to 5 volt gates and stuff. All that
Oh, that's probably it then. You got yours to work?
I never actually did it.
Yeah.
Actually did it.
How about? Are you still using your the Behringer Moog copy?
It's decommissioned at present.
Oh,
Standing over there.
oh, and all the
Yeah.
500 cables you got for it.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
I don't know. Yeah, so I'm really not looking forward to going to work tomorrow.
You
I
have a
have
bunch
a
of stuff piled up.
Vox Continental to do.
Is that bad?
Oh God, you couldn't start to believe how bad it is.
Aren't organs easier to work on?
Not the Vox Continental. What they
Oh.
do, right? Okay, so you have a octave divider board for each note on the keyboard, right? Across the octave, and they're mounted at an angle in a metal box.
Yeah.
Right. So if you've got, say, a note that doesn't work, you can't take the board out to work on it because it's soldered to about 8 bars rods that run the whole length, soldered to the bottom of each card.
Yeah.
You can't take the metal box out because the screws that hold the metal box in are under the cards.
Oh.
So, if you have a board, say it's 6 boards in, and that card has the fault, you have to unsolder all these 5 cards and remove them so you can unsolder the 6th card and get it out. Do what you need to do to it and put it back in.
What
And
maniac
then
designed
solder
that
all the other
thing?
cards. An absolute fucking idiot.
So wait,
And it's-
Vox is where's Vox made? Was that?
It's
not
Europe.
US, is
It's Vox is Europe or US.
I can't remember if it's US or not.
Do you know what? I really can't remember.
I know the Vox amps were popular.
But the even more stupid thing about this is that if you can get the box out, if you pulled the cards out so you can get the box out, it's a U-shaped box. You can't access the cards if the box is out of the case either. It's the most ridiculous fucking thing you've ever. It's like, oh my God. And of course, there's a whole new set of wires to each card.
Right.
as well. So not only do you have these power rails that run the whole length, then there's all the little wires that go to the various controls and everything else associated, gates and all that sort of thing, to each key. And it's like Italy. Yeah, it is. It is Italy. It is
Italy, okay.
Yeah, and it's just so. Although the fault could be minor, you will spend 4 hours just pulling out stuff that has nothing wrong with it.
Wow.
But when you try to half-ass it back in again, you go, oh, now it's got 6 problems. It only had 1 to start with. Now it has 6, and you pulling them out again. Oh, mate, you need the patience.
It's like a brain
of a priest.
teaser.
Yeah. And it's just so. And it doesn't matter either way. But they go, oh well, if it's the 6th card in, just unsolder the 6th card. You can't. You have to get to it from the back. So the other 5 cards have to come out of the way first before you can get to the 6th card. It's like, and of course you put it back, you test it, and you go, cool, and you solder the next card back in, test it. Yeah, it's all working. Next card. Or you got the 16, 8, and 4, but there's no 2 on one of them, and it's like, all right, it's got to come out.
Damn. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying your retirement. So
I fucking hate them. I really hate them. Every time the phone goes and bloke goes, oh yeah, I've got a Vox Continental. And Fiona checks the little piece of paper by the phone that has lists of keyboards. Tell them to fuck off list, right?
Oh.
And it's had a list of keyboards where you go, oh no, we don't work on them. Sorry.
Oh.
It's a piece of paper with tell them to fuck off, and then a list of all these keyboards go, no, don't touch them, don't, no. Just,
Wow.
So, but of course the only way you find out is when you have to work on one. Now, unfortunately, this one is a good friend's mate's girlfriend, I think it is, or something like that. And it's like, oh, please. I said, no, I don't work. Oh, please. And I've got, oh, okay. It's only one voice. Okay. And of course it turns up and it's like, oh, fucking hell.
It's way worse than they said it was.
Yeah, a lot worse. And, can you see if you could straighten the keys? They're all a bit, some are up and some are down now. And it's like, oh.
Did you tell them why you don't usually work on them, or you just...
Yeah, I'll tell them why.
Yeah.
There's a huge pain in the ass. If you get an opportunity to sell this on eBay, fucking sell it. They do plugins, man. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
It's not the hardest sound to recreate. Jesus Christ, just don't. But they,
Well, they're doing the Bob Moog argument where it's like, I'm touching the actual keys and I'm connecting with the electronics. And
yeah, but it's not so much that. It's more a case of like, it's more authentic if they have something shaped like a Vox Continental on stage when they're performing. So, yeah, I get it. I said, well, look, just put a Mac Mini in it with a fucking plug-in.
Yeah.
Who's going to know? So...
it's like those VST organs they have. I played one at NAMM once. It was a massive console. It looks just like they pulled it right out of a church.
Yeah.
And it has all the little stops and all that kind of stuff like you would expect to find, but they're all digital. But they look like the real stops.
Yeah.
And it's all in the box. It's all just a standalone unit without any pipes.
Yeah.
But you could just stick it in a church with pipes nearby, amp it up, and most people probably couldn't tell because it legit sounded really, really good.
Yeah.
It was all modeled, not sampled.
Over the years, we've had a few, shall we say, lucky breaks where I had a guy drop in a Polymoog, and we set it up on the coffee table in the front room and said, right, now what's wrong with it? And he goes, right, he said, now what he does is I turn it on and I can play it, and there's these 2 keys that don't work when it's set to 16 foot. I go, okay. He said on the square wave. It doesn't work on the square wave. I go, okay. Like that. And he says, it's really annoying me. He says, every single F, it just can't get a square one. I go, okay. He goes, how much? I said, I don't think we'll worry too much about this one. I go, do you want a coffee? He went, oh no, I'd love one. Okay. And he goes, oh, I'll go make a coffee. I said, all right, well, we'll fix this while you're making the coffee. And undo the 2 thumb screws and the 4 screws on the back, take the lid off. And I go up to this IC and I go, put everything back on again, screw it back on, turn it on, and everything's working perfectly.
Percussive maintenance, that's nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
He goes, what was it then? I said, it's the IC sockets on these. They're a fucking nightmare.
So they pop out from heat?
Yeah. No, it kind of. Or sometimes it's just like a corrosive film built up.
Oxidizing.
Yeah, there's an oxidization on the legs, and you just give it a push and everything. It just scrapes the oxidization off and go, hey, we got a connection.
Wow.
Because I always said that, always say the same thing. It's like, was there any smoke? No. Any pops and bangs? No. Okay, then. And he was there, he was going, oh, wow. He's got his coffee, and he's going, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, how much do I owe you? I went, oh, do you know what? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I punched your synth. I'm not going to charge you for that. Fucking hell. Mind you, if I did charge for punching synths, I'd make so much money.
Yeah, instead of a cow puncher, you're a synth puncher. That's good.
Because there's a lot of synthesizers I see now and I go, I want to fucking punch that synth so hard. Especially Vox Contra fucking Nentals.
Yeah, who knew? I had no idea there was such a pain.
Oh, no.
I'm not a massive fan of them anyway. I know they're in some famous tracks that they sound pretty good. But I'm not like, ooh, I have to have that sound kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and yeah, you can understand that.
Like that, song by In Spiral Carpets, This Is How It Feels. That's a Vox Continental, right?
That's what, sorry?
Yeah, the In Spiral Carpet song, This Is How It Feels. Is that a Vox Continental in there?
It might be, but then
sounds,
yeah, but it's hard to tell. It could be a Gen.
Right, okay.
The sound is pretty much the same,
Yeah, or like what Split Ends use a lot.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you're going to Madness.
Yeah,
Madness.
Madness.
That was a Vox Continental.
That's usually like a Vox. Right, okay.
Yeah, and all that. Very much a Vox Continental kind of sound. But as I say, you can get away with the Gen. You can get away with the. I think Yamaha did one as well. It's like exactly the same. It's just a very square and a very sawtooth way.
What's the one that he played in the Doors? What's that organ-y thing?
That might have been a Vox.
Vox as well. Okay.
Very likely.
Yeah.
It was the one that was really doing the rounds at the time.
Yeah.
So, and I think Krumar did one as well.
Makes sense. I mean, if Vox is Italian, Krumar is also Italian. So.
Yeah. Oh, Farfisa. Yeah, exactly. Farfisa was another one that was well into that market, and they did all kind of sound. They may have different little tweaks on them.
It's just like the Logan string and all. They all sound pretty similar, right?
Yeah, exactly. But you had different things on each string synth.
Yeah, tweak it.
There'd be a feature that had that this didn't, and that kind of thing. But the core was pretty much the same. A square is a square.
Yeah.
Is a square.
Unless it's a Yamaha rounded square, right?
Oh, yeah. Or it's sloped. So they take that bit and they go, whoop, like that.
Yeah.
That angle.
Shark tooth square.
Yeah. Like that. And their sign is really flat. It doesn't, it's not sine. It's
really? It's pretty flat?
Oh, yeah, it's quite a flat.
What's up with that? They're just lazy, or they just...
No, it's just the wave shape converter.
A choice? Was it a choice? Yeah.
Well, this is how the wave shape converter did it, and we went, okay.
Close enough. Yeah, we got it close enough. Yeah.
That'll do it. It gives an interesting sound,
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I mean, it worked for them, fortunately.
Yeah.
Whereas
That's funny.
Was it the other day? I fired up the Behringer plugin, and thought, no, I'll give it another go. Give it another go. So I fired it up and went through it and went, oh God, no, it really is.
That one, the one plugin they made that had all the because I even got the extra sound somebody made that was supposed to sound good.
Yeah.
And even the best one of those was just like, ugh.
Yeah. It's fundamentally missing. So I can't.
How
put
do
my
you come
finger-
that late in the game to a VST and just do such a shit job? It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, well,
Free or not, it doesn't matter.
It's really hard to say that.
I mean, you look at oh shit, what's that VST site that's always popular? Has a lot of free stuff on it.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank right now, but I've been on those sites forever. Getting, that one's free. That one looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then grab everything you can. Back before I started buying more hardware, I was just, getting free stuff as much as I could. And some of those are damn good for free. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
They had a crap interface, but they sounded good.
Yeah.
They're usually made with Synth Maker or whatever that engine was. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I remember the thing you talked about.
Yeah, one of those things. So it was kind of like the same thing as Synth 1 was made in. The Japanese guy made the Nord Lead VST.
Yeah.
Synth 1. It was actually pretty good, actually. Yes.
Yeah.
Ugly interface, but
it's like when Spearsy turned around me and said, he said, so what do you think? Because this was during the development of OBE. And he goes, so what do you think? I said, mate, it sounds really analog. I said, this is really, really good. And he'd been talking, the guy that was doing this.
FM. Yeah, I read that. I love that story.
And then he said, he goes, it's FM. And I went, fuck off. It's FM. I went, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, listen to the GS1, right?
Well, yeah.
It sounded glorious.
Yeah.
But you had to program it, right? Or you had to have really good presets by somebody, whatever. But
what it is, people go, no, I don't understand. DX7, DX7 doorbell sounds and all the rest of it.
There were some good presets, so you just had to find them.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you go back to those times, and then you realise why, like I always used to say, DX7. I go, no, I'm not. I'm not having another DX7. No, that bloody sound. I'm not into that sound. And what it wasn't because there was anything particularly bad about the sound at all.
Yeah.
What it was, it's like with the M1. I got the M1, and I thought it was a fantastic sounding keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
But after you hear the piano on every other fucking single,
yeah. It's like the D50, same thing. D50
exactly,
presets.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's worn out.
Yeah.
And then you look at the M1, you're going, well, every fucker's got this. And it's sort of losing its specialty to you, if you see what I mean.
But it's sad, though. I mean, Yamaha did... I know they usually sold to people doing gigs and want bread and butter sounds, which is why the first so many presets were the typical sound you want to replace something or to be close to something that's kind of a famous sound that without having to lug all that equipment around. So it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
But most people didn't go past a couple banks, if you're lucky, on there, and just says, it's all these things that all these things that I don't even like the sounds of, right? And then now they're digital versions of it. Yeah. But if you listen, when I went to that John Chowning concert at Stanford Karma 6 months ago, whatever it was, and he played stuff he made in the 60s in FM that was sounded amazing. And the fact that Yamaha didn't incorporate any of that cool shit as presets into just a few banks, or at least one bank, of some of the cool, beautiful stuff you can do with FM, it was a real disservice to the technology.
Yeah.
They didn't have to put it in the first few banks, just put it somewhere on there so you would come across them as the capabilities. Because when FM7 and FM8 came out, and I just went, holy shit, this thing has a lot of range. I had no idea how much different stuff was on here. This is before I started downloading all the real presets.
Well, it's like when they brought out that, I think it was about a year, 6 months, a year in to me getting my Mirage. There was this company, they brought out this disc, and it was basically a wavetable synth for the Mirage.
Yeah.
And it had some great sounds on it.
They had that on for like the later stuff, like the what was it, the EPS and EPS 16 Plus and
exactly,
the ASR10. They had the Wave Boy presets. And not only have wavetable stuff, but it had a voter preset. You could do
Yeah.
vocoder or votary stuff with it,
Yeah.
and a bunch of other shit. But you had to buy this Waveboy expansion pack, which is I think $150 for
Yeah.
just a few floppies. It's kind of expensive.
Yeah.
But they thought about that and augmented it with these extra goodies. So that was pretty smart. It just wasn't well advertised.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is it. I mean, I got 1 trillion sounds out of that Mirage. I
Yeah.
really did. I think it was the one keyboard that I bought where I really, really got my money's worth out of her.
Yeah. I've only played the presets on it, never tried sampling with it, but the presets I have so far are pretty amazing.
Well, I actually wore my Mirage out in the end.
Mm.
And, it went the way of the Dodo.
Yeah.
But when I saw that one up for sale a few years ago, and I went, do you know what? Fuck it. No, Mr. Sensible doesn't go, oh, I'll get the rack version of it. No.
No, the
Dickhead here gets the Mark 1, the big metal case one,
yeah.
but it has the DSK
Oh,
logo. So it's,
interesting.
so it's exactly between Mark 1 and Mark 2.
Okay.
I-
Yeah, I think I
I
have the
saw
Mark
it.
II.
Yeah, and I saw it and I go, well, I've never seen one like that before. That might be slightly rare.
Hmm.
So I grabbed it. The bloke wanted 200 quid for it. I went, yeah, no problem. Because if I need spares, oh wait, I've got one up in the attic.
So was it upgraded, or what was the deal?
I think what it was, they were doing the whole DSK idea, and they still had an awful lot of Mark 1 cases.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they put this. I tell you what, I haven't done it yet. I know. I just reminded me because I was going to do it. Was open her up and see if it has the Mark 1 board or the Mark 2 board in it.
Because I always thought the
Interestingly.
main difference was the case, metal versus plastic. What was the other difference?
I think there was a NetProm change in the
Yeah.
DSK.
But not much really functional or sound-wise.
Not a great deal. No, they
Yeah.
went for this cheaper case because there was this whole thing about having this high-density polystyrene case.
Yeah. Which is one I have, which is fine. It has the heatsink on the outside.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. But it was massively lighter. It was massively cheaper to manufacture.
It was the same with the ESQ1. They had a couple of versions of that also.
Exactly, that was made out of the same material. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the way up to the was it the VFX?
Yeah.
I think there's a VFX here as well.
Really?
Yeah, I think I've got a VFX.
Yeah. Do you
I'll
have
have to
do you have
look
an
for it.
SD1 as well?
No, I don't think I have an SD one.
Okay.
I did have was it the EP one?
Yeah. Yeah, I have an
yeah,
EP.
no, hammer weighted Ensoniq, piano, clav, vibraphone,
I have a
something.
Is it ES2?
Oh yeah.
It was one of their synths that had no resonant filter, but it had just about everything else.
Oh, okay.
But it was kind of bland because it just, again, had the bread and butter sounds and a few synthy sounds in it. But because it didn't have a resonant filter, you couldn't get all crazy with it.
Mm.
But it was but yeah, again, if somebody bought it and says, "You want it?" And it was like $100. Says, yeah, sure, $100, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it was exactly, but if it's in Sonic, I wanted it because I love Ensoniq stuff.
Yeah, I was a
And,
massive Ensoniq fan. I really was.
So I got it and I was like, oh, okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
But it never really, got too much into it. Just kind of put it aside. Maybe some other time I'll play with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just take up some space. But yeah, because my first proper synth that I bought
Yeah.
was actually aimed as a controller for my Emax 2 rack. Because I was the Emax 2 keyboard was like $2,200, something like that, and the rack was only about $1,800.
Mm-hmm.
So in college, I was like on the edge of broke all the time, and I scraped just enough to buy the rack. I think I got like a couple $100 off my parents to help me pay for the rest of it. But I was like, oh, I can get this, and now I need a keyboard, but I also want a synth. So I got the Kawai K12. It's like poor man's wavetable,
Yeah.
AM synthesis, had the joystick.
Yeah.
So it was like a DX, like a D50,
Mm-hmm.
poor man's D50, poor man's M1 kind of thing. But it had a great keyboard on it.
Yeah.
Great velocity, aftertouch, all that kind of stuff. So I had everything. I had a keyboard that worked for the Emax 2, because the Emax 2 keyboard didn't send aftertouch to itself. How stupid is that? Do you know that?
Yeah.
It's like it receives aftertouch all day long, but the goddamn keyboard doesn't send aftertouch to it. So
Yeah.
that was another reason why I didn't want to spend more money on something that didn't fully function.
Yeah.
That was a corner they should not have cut. They already cut the corner with the sampling rate of being 39K and not.
Yeah.
So that was my first actual synth, even though it was kind of a cheapy one.
Mm.
But it's pretty good.
Yeah,
And
because
then I got-
it was the same on the Mirage. You used to have to weigh out, because you could always get great drum sounds on the Mirage because you could set it to 33.3.
Yeah.
Because you don't need a long sample time for it.
Right.
But you did have to be careful because if you were going to split up the 8 samples for each individual drum instrument, sometimes you'd have a snare that had a bit of reverb on it. You go, yeah, but I want that reverb on it. Kind of thing, so
Like a
eking
gate
it out.
reverb?
Yeah, or something like
Yeah.
that. And you just want to
Yeah.
eke out that loop point a
Tiny
little
bit,
more.
yeah.
And you go, yeah, all right, that's the end of the sample there.
That's funny.
But no, but like I said, I want to get this Akai VX600 running. I don't think they made many of them.
I don't think I know that one.
Saw somewhere. I mean, we'll find out for ourselves. But
Is it gray?
yeah, so
So I saw.
it looks like an Akai. It looks like the X700,
Yeah.
right? Well, you got this big X700, whereas the VX600 is quite small.
I saw another VX that was similar. It's analog, right?
Yeah, it's Curtis.
So that's the one that's the series that has the special cable that goes to the, what was it? There was a special cable.
Yeah.
You could plug it through the AX80.
Oh, okay.
There's
Is
a
this like-
funky cable,
Yeah.
like Centronics or something like that.
Yeah.
I think they had a sampler that did that, and that synth that also did that, so you could mix the two together.
Yeah. Well, you see, I wasn't fully aware of the existence of these puppies. Now, the reason I bought the VX600 was because I wanted the 3372s, I think it was. Not the 74s, the 72s, which is the... I'm trying to remember which way round it is. The 74s are the VCOs, 72s are the filters, or it's the other way round. I think it's the 72s of the filters. I think. Don't quote me on that. And I needed these two filters for this Matrix 12 so it could go out. I'd done everything else and just had these two filters that needed to be popped in.
Yeah.
And the guy was bending my fucking ear for this thing. He said, is it done? Is it done? You asked me this yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it done? No. What
Sounds
part
like
of we're having
needs some
trouble-
percussive maintenance.
Yeah. It was like, what part of we still have to find these ICs are you not understanding?
Yeah.
And he goes, all right, I'll leave it. 4 days later, is it done? Oh, fucking hell. So anyway, in the end, Fiona goes, look, this VX600. I go, okay. How much do they want for it? She went, 1,100 quid. I went, fucking hell.
Wow.
All right, we'll get it. And then when we do get these two other ICs, there was these two ICs were coming. I said, and we'll pop them in and we can pop that back up on eBay. And she went, oh, okay. So anyway, so we bought this thing. It turned up. Thank God all the voices worked. Opened it up, took the two filters out, put it into the Matrix 12, phoned the bloke up and go, come pick up your fucking Matrix 12, pay me and fuck off out of my life. Sort of thing, right?
Wow.
And, well, no, I had to ship it back to him. He lived in Switzerland or something like that. And, yeah, out the door, gone. Bye, thanks very much. Eventually, the envelope turns up where I bought these two SAMs, and bugger me, they're VCOs.
Oh.
So the VX600 goes into the shed in the
Yeah,
garden.
I'm looking at now on Vintage Synth. Yeah, so I have seen that one before. I thought there was another model.
There is an
that
800,
was-
I think.
There is an 800. Yeah, I can't. It's not here in Vintage Synth. They don't have it unlisted in here.
Oh, okay.
There's a VX600 and a VX90, but they don't have a VX800 listed in here. But they
I thought
don't.
there was
It's
an
not.
800 version.
It probably is. It's not an exhaustive list.
I don't
but
know.
it's-
I'm only speculating here. I thought there might be, but it's very much like it's like having a Prophet 5 Rev 3. in many ways.
Yeah.
It's got that vibe to it. So,
Oh, it has a
and
dedicated connector jack for EWE connectors.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I thought, well, that's all right. It's nice. You could sit that on top of the.
It's got 4 stars on.
Yeah.
on,
I thought, well, I could sit it on
vintage
top of
synth.
the S6000. It'll look very attractive package, you know. And then Fiona goes, "No, there's still £1,100 to consider." I went, "Oh yeah, sorry." Yeah, okay. She goes, "It will have to go back out the door. I'm sorry to say." I went, "Oh,
Yeah, they're comparing it to a Cheetah MS6 here
oh, okay.
and a Seal DK 600.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I have seen them around.
It's just beautifully built, and, you know, lovely solid aluminium end cheeks like a Jupiter 8. You know, it's like you
Yeah.
know you've bought something. You know, very solid.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
the AX80 is really well built. It's got that beautiful luminescent bar graph display. So I mean, Akai really made some cool shit.
Yeah,
Way
they're
bef-
stylish.
Even
Yeah.
before they made the samplers, they made some really cool stuff.
Yeah, but I think still to this day, I think in terms of sounds and amount of sounds, I don't think anything ever really touched the Kurzweil K2000.
Yeah, well, its engine is so bizarre, but it's also so hard to use.
It is, isn't it?
I mean, it's all
thank
there,
God.
but you have to know how to use it.
But thank God there were so many people making presets for it.
Yeah, Sweetwater, the guy
you
at
keep
Sweetwater
loading
was a
them on the
huge fan
drive.
of that series, and he
All right,
actually
babe. All right, Brett.
he had a dedicated page
Yeah.
on Sweetwater for a while of just K2000 patches. It's
Yeah.
not there anymore, but I grabbed them all before he took it down
Yeah.
because he was such a fan of it. He was long after they stopped selling the K2000. He had a fan site on Sweetwater
Yeah.
of all these really good patches for it. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it was all over the place when it came out. I mean, that song "Children" by Robert Miles is all K2000.
Well, my K2000, it won't go away. It won't leave me alone. My K2000 at the moment is sitting in the attic,
Oh,
and it's going, "Okay, you know you want to bring me back down. You know you want to install me back in the studio.
it's
We're
really good.
friends. Okay, like that." And I'm going, yeah. And there's probably more presets on that 850 meg drive that's
Yeah.
in it than there is in this entire studio as we speak.
Do you have? Is it the S, the sampling version, or is it the regular one?
It's the sampler one, yeah.
Okay, I don't
She
have
had the
that
sampling
option.
upgrade, yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah, she had all that.
nice.
And she's a very old girl.
I think my K2500 had automatic sampling. It was the 2000 you had to get the S version,
Yeah.
but the 2500 it came with sampling, I think.
But I think there was am I imagining this? I think there was a Windows. Was it? No, it might have been a Mac editor.
Oh well, I think there's a Sound Tower editor, which is
Yeah.
amazing because Sound Tower makes the best editors.
Yeah.
Because I have a Kurzweil 1000 editor by Sound Tower,
Oh, okay.
and man, does that thing make some of the coolest shit out of that old Rompler, because it's the company that does all the patch genetics stuff.
Yeah. No,
So you can do all this crazy patch genetics. You can say, I want to change only this, and now randomize this, and it gives you 128 revs of that. Now add this, and do another rev, and it adds more genetics to it. And, you might get like garbage out of maybe half of them, maybe a third of them,
Yeah.
but you can get dozens and dozens of presets every pass that are really whacked out and fun and cool.
yeah. I mean, I got so many sounds out of that little metal box. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
It
That's
put
great.
a lot of other machines I had in the studio at the time to shame.
this is why Jordan Rudess used his 2600 for a long time, because it had that wonderful ribbon strip on it.
Yeah.
Great key bed, great everything. It
Mate,
was
that
just-
you could get. I desperately wanted to try and get one of those Kurzweil
Expression
ribbon
Mate?
strips.
Yeah. I have one still. They're really fun. It's the exact same one they had on the 2600.
Yeah.
In fact, I suspect it's exactly the same one they have on the Andromeda and on the what's another ribbon thing that came out recently?
I'll tell you what, I got a very, very weird one somewhere.
Oh, the Udo. The
Oh,
Udo
okay.
synth guy.
Mm.
That ribbon looks identical to the one in the Kurzweil.
Yeah, let me see if I can find. It's this ribbon, right? That I did
Yeah.
get. Fucking weird. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. There we are. But basically, what it is, it's
Well, you have that other third-party ribbon, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's clear perspex.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's a ribbon strip, but it also has notes as well.
It's CVN MIDI, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Because
And-
Deptford makes a good one as well.
Well, I tried using it, and the first thing it did, it cut my finger.
Really?
Yeah, on the edge. I
Oh.
ran up this way, and it wasn't. It was it was my palm, and it cut. And I went,
Oh, you didn't see the part where it says wear Band-Aids before playing?
yeah,
So
yeah. Wear boxing gloves before use. You go, oh, that will give
put an
me
ace bandage on first and then
yeah.
play,
Yeah, that will give a perfect relation between man and machine wearing a fucking glove on it.
Well, it's blood, sweat, and tears. Your blood is literally in the piece.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, every now and again I get to hear this little voice going, "I'm in the attic. Bring me down."
oh yeah,
You
you should.
know you
Man.
want to.
I want to see you play it because it's good.
I love that Kurzel. This is why I haven't sold it. This is why it's in the attic.
Yeah.
You know? It's a
Mine,
one with all-
unfortunately, came from a heavy smoker, so the keys were all yellow and it stunk when I opened the box. And
Oh,
I
mine's
said,
a rack.
Dude. Oh, rack. I had the
I'm-
2500
I'm
rack. Yeah, but
Yeah.
the key bed was nice because it had that really nice keyboard
Yeah.
function in there. It had the. Does the rack also have the AA batteries in it?
Yeah.
For memory? Okay, so they kept that feature. That was weird. I was like,
yeah,
where the
yeah.
fuck's the battery in this thing? I look on the bottom and I go, oh, it's AA batteries.
Yeah. You mean I can just put more batteries in it? I don't have to open it and desolder
Yeah.
the fucker off the board and put on a
That's
new holder?
pretty novel. I think they're the only guys to ever do that, right? No one's ever done that. I mean, other than like a
might be.
CZ101, which it uses its batteries for
Oh,
memory.
yeah, no,
But those are D-sized batteries, so they,
yeah, but that has a battery. It's
Yeah.
built into the case. It's a battery tray. But this actual standalone kind of almost sort of like plug it in, slot it back in. Whereas on the Kurzweil, they just went in down a
Yeah.
tube, didn't they? And then you
Yeah.
just wound the end in. I'm sure.
No, the
There is another
K2000 keyboard has a little panel, and it's just a
Oh, that's
little
right, yeah.
the 4
Yeah.
by AA thing.
Well, what the rack has is you have a look. You push the button, turn it, and it pops out, and then you tip it, and then the 3 batteries drop out.
Oh, okay.
I think it's 3, and then you just put 3 batteries back in. Put this thing in, go.
Like a flashlight, yeah. That's
Yeah,
that's
turn
funny.
it 90 degrees, and it's locked in. You know.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a brilliant piece of kit, and I think it still could stand up today, even with all this gear around it. It will blend in nicely.
It's so elaborate that you really could imitate so much stuff with it.
Well,
It's-
yeah. Because it's one of those machines where you don't hear people, at least very often, say, "Oh, that sounds like a Kurzweil K2000."
Yeah, unless they again use those presets.
Yeah, unless they can
Like,
see it in the video, they go, "Oh no, that's definitely a K2000." You wouldn't
Yeah,
know. It's
because there was a
so
preset
versatile.
used a lot for like the lightning thunder preset.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
and it's
I mean,
real distinct.
Yeah, they're distinct, but sometimes when it'll be playing a solo violin or a kettle.
There's one
drum,
called
you wouldn't
Arctic
know.
Strings, which is really distinct as well.
Yeah, Arctic Strings is lovely. That's
Yeah.
right. But but like I say with my K2000, you got those the K2000 sounds, and then there's this enormous library.
Yeah.
Of sounds and samples, and oh my god, there's just so much stuff.
Yeah.
And the way sampled sounds and synthesized sounds can be right next to each other.
Yeah.
No problem. There's no switching over, formats or bollocks. It's just like, nope, there you go, it's all there. It's like, that's how it should be.
Is it K26 format? Is that what it is? K20, K2K or something? What was the extension on them? Was some weird
Oh.
extension on them?
Yeah, was it K2?
K2 something. K2.
Or K2 and then little X's to indicate what
K2X,
no
yeah.
particular number.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Because I used to get the files and I would put them in A-Wave Studio and you could actually preview them.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing is the discs. I think PCs could read the discs.
Yeah.
Direct,
Well,
without any
Akai
editing.
actually supposedly supported them at one point. I think you
Yeah.
could put them in the Akai samplers,
Yeah.
but I don't remember. It's been a long time
What's
since
this?
I read about
Anybody
that.
using the X32 producer mixer? X32. What?
That's what you have, right? X32.
I have a Behringer X32.
Yeah.
The one with the phone charger on the front.
Phone charger.
Yeah, got a phone charger on the front. Just lay your iPhone on it and I'll charge it.
No, Arctic and Arco are totally different. Arctic is a kind of a heavily affected, reverby, colder string sound, versus Arco, which is just a bowing technique.
Yeah. So is that the X32 you're talking about? Is it that one, George? It's a, you know, it's actually a, was it a Midas or something? Was it Midas?
He said yes.
Right. I've had 0 problems with her. Yeah, I recommend her.
I've seen them in gigs in San Francisco. The bands, the guys
Yeah.
walking around with the iPad, in front of house with an iPad.
Yeah. I mean, even the built-in effects, you know, the reverbs and delays and everything, they're all really good, you know?
Yeah, well, it's Midas is the big key, right? The original Behringer stuff was pretty crap, but the Midas made a big difference.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing, you know. It's just, and it's a very simple layout. It didn't take me long to just fly through the mixer.
No.
It was out of the box, and within an hour, it's like, yeah, I can set this up. I know, yeah, boom, 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 and setting everything up. Sweet little piece of kit. It was a few quid, but you know.
So, Kent, you have all the string libraries. You remember this. Arco strings is just the bow like that, right? So,
Yeah, it's very direct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that. Right.
Yeah, there's a very high attenuation at the beginning. Yeah.
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 I forgot so many different string types. I forgot. I was reading about that DVZ
No probs,
module
Joe. No props.
the guy made. He was talking about all the different stringing techniques, and man, there's so many of them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Different bowing styles.
Well, I have actually started putting my orchestral library list together. Oh boy.
I bet. Like, I forgot what Marcato is. That's another one. Marcato strings, but I don't remember what the hell that is.
Oh, that's short.
Like, not pizzicato, but bowed short.
It's short, but it's long enough that it's not pizzicato.
So is it like
It's
like
slapping.
Psycho? Like
Yeah,
in Psycho?
correct.
The
Yeah, maybe a bit longer, but
Okay.
that kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was really funny. What I did was I drew up a list of all the sample library manufacturers in alphabetical. Well, no, I tell a lie. Fiona did it for me.
Yeah.
And then I went to each site in turn and typed in my name and password and said, and to see whether I owned anything from them.
Wow.
And I'm going, oh, I don't own anything from these people. Oh, I bought 3 libraries from these people. Okay, I better go and download these again.
But you lost them when you had a drive crash, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
so much stuff went down the toilet, mate. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But there's also stuff that hasn't actually got onto the computer when I made the transition from the PC to the Mac either.
Mhm.
And then what didn't help matters is getting, losing my mind and going for Native Instruments Complete.
Mhm.
Was it? Because I think I was on 11 then, or 14, whatever it is now. So all that lot came down. Then I bought the Arturia
Yeah.
and the mountain of stuff that come down with that. And then there's the Cherry. And because we reviewed the Cherry stuff, Cherry sent me the instruments
Yeah.
to review. So I got all the Cherry stuff as well.
Sure.
Right.
I have
And
them all
then
except for one, I
Spitfire.
think. Yeah.
Well, this is it. And then there was East West, and there's Spitfire, and then there's Fluffy Audio, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah. It's the library part is busy enough before you even start playing them.
Yeah.
Just
And in a way, it has a negative effect because I'll be going like, la la, la, oh, that's nice. I like that. Right, what sound shall I use?
yeah.
And you're presented with like 40 million possible sounds that will dictate how this particular track, what road it will go down.
I mean, this is why I imagine Ty probably has a preset thing of just he already has all the strings he wants to use from each manufacturer already lined up, ready to go in a template.
Yeah, well,
and then he just goes from
his
there.
templates can have like 1,500 tracks, right?
Right. But I mean, as far as like he's already decided what strings he wants to continue to use.
No, not always,
really?
because I mean, if the BBC approaches him and says, "Okay, we're doing this blah blah program, and we want you to do the music," you go, "Okay, so that's loading up Vienna because they want orchestra."
Yeah.
But then there's other projects when people go, "Yeah, it's dark, it's smoky kind of like series and everything like that," and then he starts looking at hardware around him as well to introduce into it, and it's not all going to be, just. Well, when he did Majure's last album, right, when he did Orchestrated, a lot of it was in the box, but a lot of it had to be outside the box because, like, all right, if you're going to have a Mini Moog sound, you better go and get the Mini Moog.
Sure.
Otherwise, it's not going to sound right. But I think there was a discussion going on. No, I want.
Well, you could use Mini Monster. Mini Monsters are good from GeForce.
Yeah, but I think somewhere down the line, we go, well, no, what I want to do is not visit the original singles too much. So if we do, Ultravox, but orchestrated, then use an orchestra.
Yeah, I need to check that out. I still haven't heard that. I gotta check that out.
It's really.
Yeah.
I thought it would go. Yeah, well, I know these tracks. It'd be all right, but it was actually like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So but there's a couple of tracks where Mitch has gone, well, let's do it this way. Everybody knows this one. It this way. Let's try it this way.
Yeah.
And I still take the piss out of Ty about it. I said I had to buy my copy. Couldn't send me a copy, could you? He said, I only got one. I went, really? She went, yeah, I only got one.
That's funny.
He goes, I think Mitch maybe got 3. I went, oh, okay.
Wow.
It's like that, is it?
Well, that's weird.
Yeah. So, the record company was not forth in handing
Is
them out.
it an expensive album? How much is it?
No, it wasn't expensive. No, there was nothing unusual about it at all.
Oh, okay.
It's just that I think, record companies now, they're counting pennies.
Yeah, they lost so much for being behind the times.
They're not so free with handing them out anymore.
Yeah,
like
they screwed. See, they should have got in early when Napster was coming out. They decided to fight it instead of joining in.
Yeah,
and they lost.
Yeah. But a career in music now means something completely different.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with fucking music anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel sorry for women because it appears, at least to me, it appears that if a female artist wants to get anywhere, she's got to try and find a way of being on stage wearing as possibly as
well,
little
it's the
as
Samantha
fucking
Fox
possible.
thing, right? So
it is. But where Samantha was doing it because she could, and everybody'd seen everything already.
Sure.
She used to be in the in the Sun.
So page 3.
On
what do they call
page
them?
3, yeah.
Page
On
3,
page 3. So everybody knew what her tits fucking looked like, so it wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
But you get, other people. I mean, admittedly, Adele managed to get through it without having to go down that road.
Well, even Katy Perry had to do it. She wore a lot of skimpy outfits and showed off her goods.
And it's like, what's her face? What's the Canadian woman? Very big, very in at the moment.
Can't remember.
Blonde.
Don't remember.
Oh Christ!
But there've been a bunch. I mean, even the younger ones.
She's huge. She's huge.
Yeah.
She's been around a while.
Yeah.
Not Shakira. Fucking hell. Showing your age, Ken. I don't know.
I probably
Anyway,
heard of it, but I can't
Taylor
think of it.
Swift. Thank you, Hal.
Oh yeah.
Right, Taylor Swift. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. But she'll be performing these songs and everything like that, and you go, well, seriously, if that was, if she was sunbathing on the beach, it would be risque. And she's
Yeah.
standing on a stage in front of 1,000 people. And the fact that she's got half her tits and arse hanging out
Yeah,
has
sure.
nothing to do with the song whatsoever.
No.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I heard she was Canadian.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know her
I
background.
can't confirm or deny.
But even all these other ones that came out of Disney and stuff like Miley Cyrus and stuff, they all went
Yeah.
the naughty route because it made them more marketable.
well,
So.
that's what the record
Britney
companies
Spears, all
want.
those. Yeah, they all.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
You know, so it doesn't help. And they go, well, guys don't have to do that. They're not walking out in bloody
Well,
tiny fur ball bags, are they?
They don't show off some, but they do try to get the stylish thing or some kind of like that's that Maroon 5 singer guy who fancies himself some special whatever. He's always got like a special hairstyle and a special look and stuff. They're trying to be fashionable, right?
Yeah, but I think that's been in music forever.
Probably, yeah. But there are some
But-
like John Cougar Mellencamp didn't give a fuck, right? He came out and just look how he looked, and
Yeah.
you know he's just a regular guy. Or same with Bruce Springsteen, right?
Yeah.
Just a regular looking guy, and they were still very popular. So
I think, like I say, I think Adele got away with it.
yeah,
Though, personally, I think, I think Adele could turn around and be a stand-up comedian, honest to God.
really.
Yeah. No,
I don't know
she's a
too much
giggle.
about her.
She's
Yeah.
a giggle, that one. And, but I always felt sorry for, oh God, what's her name? Me and names lately. Jeez.
Yeah, that's part of aging.
Um,
I'm getting there too. So
very goth looking.
can't think of
Spearsy
it.
knew her.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like 'cause she's no longer around, or she's still.
No, she overdosed or killed
Amy
herself.
Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Oh, I was going like this. It was nearly there, you know.
Yeah, she had that kind of trashy look for the
Yeah,
clicks.
I mean,
yeah.
she was a great singer and she had a personality and everything like that. But
Yeah.
I think she was a little bit too delicate for the profession she was in. Being
I think
female,
most people are. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rough out there.
Yeah. So, but I mean, Adele seems to have dealt with it. Thank God, did all right, and she was able to do a Bond theme that didn't destroy her career.
Yeah. But I'm sure she still gets teased because of her weight and stuff like that, right? So.
I don't think she gives a flying fuck.
No, she doesn't care. This is good.
Nah.
But I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of
exact-
people are
well,
too
exactly,
delicate
yeah.
to do that.
Because
so.
otherwise, the next thing you know, they're dying of anorexia in a fucking Swedish bloody clinic, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why I always thought it was unfair. The music business is dreadful for.
Well, it's just
females.
like the Hollywood system. You know, there's an audio version of a casting couch. You know, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's the same thing, isn't it? It's but nobody seems to be addressing that.
No. Well, because there's still plenty of Weinsteins around, right?
Yeah, and it's something that needs to be really sort of like looked at a lot fucking harder than it is.
Well, I mean,
but they seem to be focusing on other things that are more after the fact.
it's everywhere though. It's in politics. It's in the industry. It's in music. It's
Yeah,
you can't get away from it. This just creeps everywhere.
it's true enough.
I mean, we had a convicted rapist, and various other things who's now president. So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Talk about set the bar.
Yeah. So when
Fucking
you can
hell.
get the highest position in the land and you can get away with that stuff,
Yeah.
then pretty much anyone else can, as long as you got the money and the friends.
Yeah, the Democrats never seem to be able to work that popular vote very well, did they?
They're just too weak. They're not even good with the pushback and the sometimes you have to get in the mud with everybody else.
Yeah.
You can't always take the high road.
But even now, I mean, it's not. I'm not hearing or seeing a lot of pushback from the Democrats, I must admit. And from here. I mean, there
Yeah.
might be, quite a few house bricks being thrown around for all we know, but if it is, it's not being very effective, I don't think. But it's very difficult to be the party that's not in power.
Oh, for sure.
You know, it's,
Especially now when they're basically trying to censor people and they're trying to
yeah, well,
make people more, disenfranchised, and rich people having even more power than ever. Poor people just trying to stay alive, no time or energy to protest.
yeah.
Keep them down. They won't do anything.
Yeah. But I think it did get, well, it was getting to the stage. I don't know how bad it is now, but there was a point, where people were going, it doesn't matter who I vote for, I'm going to get a broom handle shoved up my arse either way. Fuck.
Yeah, but this case, it actually did matter because there was so much apathy this time.
Yeah.
If people actually did come out and vote, it would have been different.
Yeah.
But they
Or
don't
maybe
see
it'll
it that way.
change things. They go, well, remember what happened the last time we didn't bother?
Yeah, but it still doesn't work. People are just
Yeah.
dumb. There's just this concept of learning from history.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to learn from history.
But I mean, looking at, the few months leading up to the election here, I mean, it was almost like all the main conservatives were like abandoning the ship. I think we changed prime minister about 3 times before the fucking election even started.
Well, that was pretty wild. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, and then we had that Truss. She lost 44 trillion.
How long was she in power?
44 days, was it?
44 days.
40 days or so. And, took 2.5% off the entire country's economy.
Well, by the way, where did she go? Does she still have any kind of office, or what is she doing now?
Oh, I imagine. Yeah, I imagine
Okay.
she's still getting a nice, tidy sum as well.
Yeah.
I think, I think it was... She still gets her 163,000 a year or whatever it is.
Wow. Is
Even though she had about the same effect as just a shitty nappy.
Wait, is that in perpetuity, or is that's only for a short period? She gets that money.
I don't know. I think it changes because what you can do is like when you're right out of it. What you do is you go to the House of Lords instead.
Okay.
And then you just sit and go, oh, I don't know, probably. And
And then go back to sleep.
Yeah, and then go back to sleep. And go to the canteen. And you
What
still
a
get
gig.
a massive wage. Still get a massive pension.
Wow.
It's fucking sorted, mate. So, it is a gravy train. You can get on it if you can get on it.
Yikes.
So, but again, but we have the same kind of thing happening here. Where you got that popular vote and you got some dickhead at the top of it. We've got the supposed popular vote with old what's his name? Can't remember his name.
Is it Nigel or something?
Yeah, Farage.
Yeah.
Nigel Farage.
Yeah.
And he's always been a bit sort of like, I don't know.
Should have that
goes
song
around
come out
going-
again. They're always making plans for Nigel, right? So-
Yeah. But the thing is, he's got this kind of like, yes, I'm one of you kind of thing. Look at me drinking a beer and everything like that. Oh, hey, and all the rest of it. And you go, yeah, but you're not, are you?
He's kind of a neo-Nazi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be much happier, at the racetrack.
So he's going to do the Roman salute like Elon Musk did?
No, because he isn't a complete fucking moron.
Ah, okay.
So it's amazing. There seems to be this trade-off that the more money you have, the more fucking stupid you get.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but But there we go. I mean, Elon Musk he's South African. Hello.
Exactly. Which is why he has no business meddling in our government.
Wow. I mean,
Because he wasn't elected to anything.
Yeah. Well, South Africa isn't like overly known for its democracy.
No.
There's been a few incidents down there. So
Just a few.
yeah. So, but yeah, no. Trumpy seems to have surrounded himself with some iffy people.
Well, that's because he wants yes men. I mean, he just wants to be adored
Well,
at all costs. So
yeah, just like Nero.
yeah, he's fragile.
Yeah. And,
Very fragile.
you know.
Yeah, he would gladly watch everything burn, and
Oh yeah.
he can't play
Yeah.
fiddle. He'll do something else. I don't know, but
Yeah. You know, but you know, I mean, he was questioned about that thing where he went on that golf trip. He'd flown out there on Air Force One instead of going to the funeral of those three.
yeah, and
service guys.
yet he was quick to blame Obama for golfing all the time. The hypocrisy is outrageous.
Yeah, well. But
And he's
you know,
quick to blame Biden for being mentally compromised, and he's totally mentally compromised.
well, yeah,
So
but it seems to show more in Biden, to be honest. But
yeah, it does.
even if Kamala Harris had got in, there would be different reasons to go. Well, she's not doing a good job. Do you know what I mean? It would just be in a different area.
She's not great by any means, but I mean, it's the warm
Yeah.
shit versus cold shit argument. So
Yeah. Well, this is how I used to describe the election here. And people say, well, who are you going to vote for? I said, well, look, it's like being presented with 3 different bowls of shit, and you just got to choose which one you're going to eat.
This one has corn. This one has
Yeah. This one has corn. This one has peanuts. Oh, I'm allergic to peanuts. Oh, so you're not a liberal then? Okay, right.
Yeah, right.
You go, and you go, lovely.
That's great.
So it doesn't really matter. you
Yeah.
know? So,
That's funny.
but at the end of the day, you can, if you don't have democracy and you have something else in its place, it may not work.
Yeah.
Other countries have tried different routes with different levels of success.
Yeah.
Depending on which side of the fence you were on at the time.
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, it's funny because he's obviously a huge fan of dictators. Even she was very big during COVID on the mask mandates and other kinds of vaccinations and all that kind of stuff, which they're claiming that, those anti-vax nonsense is bad. But she, as much of an asshole as he is, he's still trying to do for the common good, right?
Yeah.
There's still some kind of social contract there that he's trying to maintain, whereas these guys want a little bit of everything. They don't want masks or vaccines or whatever, but they also want other controls and force you to do other things, and also this whole theocracy nonsense. So, well, take your pick. Do you want to be authoritarian, or do you want a weird mix of whatever? Because at least all the bad things going on in China, at least some of the authoritarian policies are keeping people safe as far as disease goes and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that, how good is the vaccine?
Yeah, it was never going to be good.
But it's never going to.
No matter how much time they gave it, it was never going to be perfect, and they did rush it. And luckily, not many people got Bell's palsy from it and all the other bullshit they claim that you're going to get from a bad vaccine. But at the same time, people were fucking dying. What are you going to do? So if it did lessen the chance of having a severe version of the flu, it didn't prevent the flu or the virus. It basically prevented it becoming severe. Yeah. Which is the whole point. This whole concept, the average person goes, we just got herd immunity. It's you don't even know what herd immunity is. You're just throwing words out that you heard somewhere. Yeah. So and these idiots go, well, we got the spike proteins. Do you know what a spike protein is? Can you actually say more than just the words you heard on Fox News? No, you don't know anything about anything. They just throw words out as an argument that they heard somewhere, and they cannot really argue or understand what the hell they're talking about. Yeah. It's really sad.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, if the vaccine worked effectively on 99 people and one person had a very, very bad reaction,
they would still
get that's the one you get to hear about.
However, without measles vaccines and polio vaccines, you don't think FDR would want a fucking polio vaccine? Of course he would have. He didn't want to be in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So
I had the whatever the shit was on a sugar cube. I am of that era.
Oh, they did it?
It was really bad. Yeah,
they put sugar?
You put something on the sugar cube. And
I didn't know that.
Popped it in your mouth. Yeah.
But all that stuff about the schools mandate these things for going to school. You have to have your vaccinations. That's always been accepted until recently. Now they're starting to fight it. I'm like, well, why was it okay for 50 years or whatever,
Yeah.
And suddenly it's not okay. We're regressing.
Yeah, well, I think society does that constantly.
Oh, sure.
It's
It's a
almost
sine wave.
a
Yeah,
duality
yeah.
as well. Different parts of the
Yeah.
of the populace move along with certain things. But I do believe in the separation of church and state, and the US is not doing a fucking great job of that.
Oh, it's terrible now. They're really not doing it
that's
now.
what I mean. Now
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
fucking hell,
Yeah.
The next thing you know, the White House is going to have a fucking bell tower,
Right.
calling people to prayer and all this sort of thing. But that's
the
always
thing
a
too, is they
strange
want
thing.
it to be for one group.
Yeah.
They don't want to have freedom of religion. They want to have freedom of Christianity. They want to screw over the Muslims. They want to screw over the Hindus. They want to screw over anybody else. That's all about being, they used to say we are a Judeo-Christian nation. Now if you notice the spin, or a Christian nation. Oh, what happened to Judeo-Christian? Oh, well, we don't really like those other guys, so we're not going to lump ourselves together. Yet they're going to defend Israel on everything they do.
Yeah.
So what's that all about, right?
Yeah, well.
It's pretty crazy.
It's never a good thing for a superpower to just willy-nilly stick their noses into other people.
But they basically want to burn Fauci on the cross. Yet, if you know about his career with the AIDS virus, I mean, he's done amazing work, and they want to shit all over his career because of some conspiracy bullshit. Talk about not knowing anything about the person you're trying to. Trump we know very well. He's a piece of garbage, but Fauci's actually had a damn good career in virology, and they want to shit all over him.
Yeah. Australia's got the right idea. Basically, just go.
What's
Fuck
going
it,
on?
mate. No interested.
What happened there?
Oh no, there seems to be this more relaxed, laid-back kind of approach to things in Australia. At least it appears to be, anyway. Sort of like, yeah, whatever, mate, kind of thing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Australia doesn't go around.
Although Australia has their share
storming
of
beaches and stuff.
I've
like
seen
that,
some of the news stories from Australia. They're conservative news. It's just as wacky as Fox News. And
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah. But I think every country has got their version.
yeah.
The very, very over here and the very, very over there. So I said maybe Russia. That's all very there. And tough. It doesn't get ventured much.
Anyone who gives Milo Yiannopoulos any kind of airtime as a serious thing is really fucking stupid. And I saw him on some Australian program, and it's just a travesty.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Give that guy any serious airtime whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, but it seems to be just loads of, multi-billionaires just fighting for more money, and then the rest of us just trying to get on with life.
Yeah.
And that seems to be the West.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
So, I mean, would I be upset that Elon Musk ended up losing a lot more money than he'd ever intended? No, I wouldn't. Would I crack a smile? Probably. No one person needs that fucking much money.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I mean, I've said before about me with money. Ugh. Can't stand the fucking shit. The sooner I can get rid of it, the better. Fuck off.
Yeah, I'm a little too free with mine now. That's why I'm kind of in a kind of holding pattern now. But it's definitely smarter.
I'm always
Definitely smarter to hold on to if you can.
Yeah, just go. Do you know what?
I mean, you can't take it with you, but at the same time, you gotta have a cushion of some kind.
Not necessarily. By the time you get to that age where you're going to need that cushion, you can't afford anything anyway because it's all gone up so much. So you just go, do you know what? Bollocks.
Yeah, but we don't have the security blanket here as much. I mean, we have, there's welfare, which is kind of a joke. We have EDD for when you lose your job, but only lasts for like 6 to 8 months, and it's very hard to get reapplied.
Yeah.
And then you end up seeing all these people on the streets in their RVs, homeless.
Yeah.
That's all they can afford. Luckily, they had the money for the RV when they had a house. And when they lost their house, now they have a mobile house on a street somewhere or a tent.
Yeah.
So we don't really have the backup here to...
Well, when you consider the amount of money that the US is actually worth and what its global turnover is, it should be able to, without breaking into the slightest sweat, have probably one of the best free healthcare systems in the world. You know that?
Yeah.
And yet, holy fuck. You couldn't get more corporate.
Yeah.
And I think things like, health. If health becomes corporate, it's like, fucking hell, mate. I mean, it is here as well. I mean, you can have private healthcare here, and they go, oh yeah, it's much better service and it's quicker and all the rest of it. And they go, yeah, but it's not because it's private and it's not because you're paying. It's because the National Health Service, it's constantly being fucking defunded over and over and over and over again. Yeah, where people who don't work in it decide how much money it should have.
Yeah.
Who haven't got a fucking clue how to even administer an injection into the arse of a pig, and they're deciding whether they should have an MRI. Oh no, there's far too much money being wasted in the NHS.
Yeah. Until one of their relatives needs it, and then, oh wait, we can have that now.
And you're there listening to these people and you go, wait a minute, you are in the government. You want to talk about an institution that wastes fucking money?
Yeah.
I think you better be looking at yourselves, not the fucking NHS, you miserable bastard.
It's true.
Of course, and the people are saying, oh yes, we've done a study and we found that, they don't need this much money. And you go, hang on, you got private health care because you can fucking afford it, you little bastard. Look at them. If they had to use that as well, they'd made sure it was bleeding funded, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, that's they always want to deny it until they need it, or their family member needs it, or a good friend, or whatever.
Yeah, George saying about too many chiefs, not enough Indians. That's true, and it was the same when my mum used to work at Epsom District. Exactly the same thing. They would literally, they were that far away from having a coordinator for the drinks machines. There's loads of people going around with clipboards and go, what do you do? I go, I don't fucking know. They gave me a clipboard. I've been wandering around, I just collect my wages at the end of the week. But, on the street, nursing, doctors and all the rest of it, not so much.
Oh, I walked by one of these places and I did a live stream the other day from Burlingame, just killing time, and there was an Epsom barber or something like that. It's kind of funny. You don't see that name around here very much. So.
Epsom barber?
Yeah. Somebody's name or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Nothing to do with my local town.
Well, it could be. Maybe the person's from there.
I don't think they'd call them Epsom because they were born in Epsom. That would be weird.
Is it bad there? Is it?
No, I mean Epsom, lovely. Well, it used to be in the country. London has caught up with Epsom now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, we were saying about the whole building. It's past us now. We now have the light pollution. Thanks, London.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and also we don't we don't have all the cameras you guys have for spying on everybody. We still have red light cameras, but now we have this new thing in San Francisco, these speed cameras they randomly set up on various streets.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to hire more law enforcement and they want to just get more revenue.
Yeah.
So they set up these little cameras in the middle of some street and they put them on either side of the street. So if one doesn't catch you well enough, the other one does. So by the time, if you want to fight the ticket that you get in the mail, they go, well, we got you on 2 angles, so good luck fighting that.
Yeah.
And they're like $50, $60 tickets, just boom, boom, just instant. No.
Well, it's funny because sometimes you'll see like a couple of lads, they climb up a pole, and then they'll beat the living fuck out of this traffic cam.
Yeah. Heard you guys talk
and there's
about that.
people walking by and they go, yay! Like
Yeah.
that. Okay. It's very, very unpopular in London now.
I mean, it might happen here too. Depends on how many people got the tickets. They just turned them on last month.
Yeah.
So people are going to start finding in the mail like, oh, I got all these tickets. Because in the same night, you could get who knows how many
We
tickets.
see the local shops now. It's unbelievable, right? There's a little like a quickie mart type of thing down the road here, right? And Fiona goes, "Oh, I need what was it she wanted? I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, she was doing sandwiches. So she goes, I'm going to get some ham, cucumber, bits and pieces like that. And she goes, I'll go down the quickie mart. And she went down the quickie mart and she goes, cool, quite expensive down there. I said, well, yeah, it's quickie mart. She goes, no, more than usual. I went, oh, really? And she goes, yeah, I'm going to look into this. And she had a look and see the prices of stuff. And then she compared it with prices of the quickie mart, which is just up the end of the up by the roundabout by the bypass here, and it was like half the price. And she goes, "Oh, I'll go to that." I mean, well, lucky you got a smart card because the border for the Ulis between us and that quickie mart. So they put the prices up there.
Oh,
right,
sneaky.
Yeah, or otherwise you're inside the Ulis, and you'd have to pay the $12.50. You know.
And that's
but
just
because you got the smart car can go in, and she goes, "Oh, I'll go to that quickie mart." It's an extra mile.
That's for just how often you drive, or just crossing a border and make you pay
every time.
Oh wow!
If you do it twice in a day, that's 2 goes.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and people are really planning ahead now how they're going to drive around.
Oh, that's terrible.
And it's obviously once you go out down towards the coast and stuff like that, it's not a problem because it's nowhere around and it's like people around. But when you're close to the border, like you really got to be careful because it's not like a perfect circle either.
Yeah,
it's like does all this, and you don't.
And they're
know
claiming it's for pollution. Is that what it is? Or
that's what they. That's what they're going on about. Although they said, there was a study done, and they said the pollution in London is caused more by the underground than the cars on the surface. So.
What happens if you have a hybrid or electric car?
At the moment, it's free.
Okay.
Right? And we know how the electric cars are working out.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But here's the thing. There's already talk about including the electric cars in the U-lease.
For what reason?
Well, because they use electricity, which means that they're creating pollution.
Oh, of course,
from the electricity that charges them, right?
I just want to see if that's what they said about it or something else. Yeah.
And then but they're talking about cars like Fiona's smart car being included in the U-lease charge. Until it'd be like somebody cycles across there on a bicycle and farts, they'll get charged. It's getting ridiculous. So
this is only Greater London, or is it all over the UK?
As far as I know, it's around London. Just around London. But there is talk about doing it around other cities in the UK as well. So
wow.
But I think they if anything, they're observing what happens around London and make a critical study on it.
I mean, what are businesses doing?
Suffering.
Yeah, because it's like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, it's not a good move. It really isn't. But what we thought might happen is after a while it will kind of settle and it will find its level. But it hasn't because they keep extending the U-lease out further and further.
Yeah.
And we were never technically a borough of London. So hang on a minute. Why is U-lease breathing down our neck all of a sudden?
Because they can.
Because they can. And if they extend it out to Epsom, that's it, buggered.
Yeah.
But the quickie mart will have to drop their prices again.
Yeah, because at some point, people will stop going to some of those places, and they'll suffer, right? The businesses will suffer.
Yeah, there you go. So we're saying they're already charging electric cars road tax.
Yeah. That's nice.
So, yeah. And yet, and this is the irony, and I love repeating it, my 7.5 litre 1973 Mustang gas guzzling fucking smoke pouring bastard muscle car is free road tax and U-lease exempt.
Just because it's so old, right? Yeah.
And the price of my type of car has gone through the fucking roof.
Yeah, they had that here for the smog stuff. Like, you know, catalytic converters are only in certain cars back to a certain year, and then you can't really put them in other cars, supposedly.
Unfortunately, Fiona is frightened of driving the Mustang. It frightens. She well, going from a smart car to a Mach 1. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Not that keen.
Yeah.
So, but like I said to her, I said, yeah, you can drive anywhere you want. It's fucking free. You don't have to worry about anything.
Well, plus you already got your other car marked up, right? From hitting some pole or something like that.
Yeah. Mind you, the Chrysler, because the Chrysler's like, what is the, she's 2002, 2006? One of them. I think it's 2002. Yeah. Big slap on the bum for her. But the dirty great big Mustang. Nah.
But that's so you have three active cars. So you got to pay 3 registrations, 3 insurances.
Well, the registration, you know, they don't pay for that. I got no. There's no road tax for the Mustang.
You guys don't have a yearly registration for your vehicles?
No. You just get your logbook and that's your lot. You're done.
What about, don't they put stickers on your license, or are they going to do that system there?
No, they don't have any of that.
Oh.
No.
But they get you somewhere else.
Yeah, you just have you get your logbook with the car that says it's yours. And that's it. You just change the, register the address.
Well, that's why they're doing this now, because they didn't have another way to make money for a while. Now they have another way to make money.
Whereas, but like I say, at the moment, the smart car apparently can get across the Ulis without. Well, there's the MOT. But even the Muzzy, interestingly enough, Fiona took the Muzzy down for her MOT, and the bloke looked at it and he went, "Oh, isn't she lovely? Can I start?"
So that's your registration, basically. Your MOT is like your registration.
Yeah, and you go, "Can I start?" And she goes, "Yeah, of course you can." She goes, "Oh, listen to that engine. Oh, that's lovely. Right, there you go. There's your MOT." He goes, "No, she's beautiful. Look at her. She doesn't need to be checked. What are you on about?"
So, but how much does that cost when you need to have it?
Oh, I think it was about 28 quid or something like that.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
because I have to pay minimum like $300 a year registration, and I have a fairly new car, and I have to pay insurance, whatever that happens to be.
But that's because you live in the land of the free.
Well, yes.
Except it isn't free, is it?
Free. Well, that's what they say. Freedom isn't free. So.
Freedom costs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they're taking away a lot of the freedoms. You know, these assholes in power now.
Well.
So. Pretty soon you won't be able to say much stuff as a comedian or as a news person, because you'll get censored. You might even get worse. And it's like they want to talk about all this woke, we can't say anything anymore, all this kind of stuff. So then now if you're saying anything against the current government or certain people in government, they want to censor you. I'm like, oh, I thought you wanted to have free speech across the board. Oh, apparently not. You still want to cherry pick, right? So it's just typical bullshit.
Well, it's certainly putting all the pieces in place to have, another war. Isn't it?
Yeah. Well, Trump claimed he's not a warmonger. He wants peace.
He wants peace. Yeah, he wants a piece of everything. He does.
Exactly. Yeah. Peace. I'd like a piece. Know what I mean? Nudge.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's.
Well, when he was interviewed on Air Force One the other day, he didn't have any makeup on at all.
Oh.
Yeah, he looked like he died 2 years ago.
That must have been rough. Yeah.
God.
You always get that little line.
Yeah, and he got the bit where the eyes. He doesn't put the orange too near the eyes.
The raccoon, yeah.
Yeah, that raccoon look. Yeah. Yeah. So he looked like he died 2 years ago.
Wonder why he didn't have time to put his orangey bronzer
Well, the
on.
interviewers were on the plane with him.
Oh. That's interesting. What about the comb over?
I'm still pretty much there. What there is of it.
I love when it blows and you get that big flap.
Yeah. Well, the thing, I mean, it's in keeping with his entire personality, which is completely fake.
Yeah, fake.
Isn't it?
It's too much.
I don't know.
Yeah, we gotta suffer another few years and see what happens.
Literally, if he punched me in the face and said, "I've just punched you in the face," I wouldn't believe him.
Yeah,
He's that
for
fake.
sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I love how he always wants to quote fake news, blah, blah, blah. It's like everything they're accusing him of is on the record. It's on video, it's in audio, it's in print, all of his tweets and quotes and stuff. And so, I mean, everything he denies has been verified, except maybe a couple of the altercations with women that were in the past because, the tracking wasn't as good back then. But generally, there's modern stuff that he constantly denies. Like, dude, you said it on videotape.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
something doctored on the computer. I mean, it's like old videotape.
What George was saying about, said about starting a new world war. I don't know about a world one, but there could certainly be a state war if things got too bad.
Yeah, I mean, well, it won't be as bad as the Civil War that we had here, but it will. I'm sure some conflict will happen along the way.
Yeah.
They're constantly asking for people. They're stirring people up on purpose.
Yeah.
The same reason they got them all stirred up to vote for him, and then got the rug pulled out from under him when he lied about everything he was going to do.
Yeah.
They'll still follow him, and it's like he just burned you guys, and you're still kissing his ass.
Yeah. Yeah, because I always used to think of him as a moron, but I'm thinking, he's clever.
He's street smart,
Yeah.
but in every other way, he's a moron. He's horrible financially. I mean,
Oh,
people already said in the chat how many bankruptcies he had. He has 15 major failed businesses, including 2 casinos. How the hell do you lose a casino? They're instant money.
Yeah.
So they want to say, oh, he's this great businessman. And Art of the Deal is ghost-ridden. He didn't write that. He's a moron.
Yeah. But
So-
has more street smart intelligence than the people he's trying to convince.
Well, he's media savvy. That's the problem.
Yeah.
He knows how to use, because it's kind of like the plain simple folk, morons.
Yeah.
Because the average people who he's trying to get won't see through that bullshit anyway. So he doesn't have to try that hard to snow them, right?
Yeah.
And the people who really know what he's up to often just play along because they want to at least get the money and some of the goodies with them.
You know that thing you have on SNL with what's his name? Is it what's his name? The 2 guys.
Recently?
Yeah, they do the news. The
Oh, I don't
sort of
watch
thing.
the recent one at all, so I don't remember.
No. Oh.
Yeah.
No, they're hilarious. But I'll tell you what, if censorship starts,
Is it
getting
Colin
any-
Yost or something like that? Is it?
something like he's married. One of them's married to Scarlett Johansson,
Okay.
and so it's a white guy, but and they do this thing at Christmas where they write jokes, but the other person has to say it,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and try and get each other into shit basically, and yeah, I mean, if censorship of comedians gets that far, it will get bad.
Well, it's just so funny because they bitch for years about the liberals are doing this and doing this and doing that, and so now that Musk supposedly bought Twitter to make it free speech, right?
Yeah.
And then they're deleting stuff from Twitter they don't like, and Facebook is doing the same thing now. And it's like, I thought you guys wanted open platform, no questions asked, like even Nazi speak and other kind of nonsense that you want to allow on here, racist stuff, whatever. You want to open the floodgates, but they don't, because they're still blocking some of that hate stuff, and the criticism stuff is being blocked now because they're all in his. I mean, look at all the guys that showed up on the inauguration, right?
That's
Zuckerberg
it.
was there.
Thank you, Colin Jost and Michael Che.
Oh, okay, I don't know Michael,
Yeah.
but I know Colin. I've heard the name
Yeah.
before. So
No, they're fucking. I love them. I think it's very funny.
I kind of gave up
good.
years ago because the skits got less and less funny. They're okay, but they're not like.
Yeah, I'm not so bothered about the cat, but I must
Yeah.
admit, those two, when you go on YouTube, for instance, there'll be like an hour and 45-minute videos of just
Oh,
them
just the best
doing
of.
it.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I
then-
should go watch those.
And yeah, that'll give you a huge giggle. mate.
I love
So,
the old Norm Macdonald stuff when he was doing the news. They were great. Norm Macdonald was great.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. He was a funny guy. He had a podcast for a while that you can find on archive.org. Like the entire podcast series is there to download.
They were talking about. I mean, one of the ones they said that I remember was said something like, an Arkansas woman deposited 3 buckets of human excrement outside a police station in a protest of something, and he goes, but they haven't gone into any detail about a woman driving her car with 3 buckets of human excrement.
Oh yeah.
He goes, just one speed bump, and the inside of that car would look like a Starbucks door.
Oh wow.
Restroom.
Well, the other funny thing too is I mean, that probably is pretty typical in Arkansas. If you know anything about Arkansas,
Yeah.
it's a shithole. So it's a big farming community, lots of people with, So I
Yeah.
imagine they're hauling shit around in their cars anyway for fertilizer and other kinds of stuff. So, it's pretty wild.
But but it's funny enough. It gives you a very good, because you listen to these jokes, and you get an idea of what kind of communities live in what states
Mm-hmm.
from it. It's almost like a geography lesson in some ways. Do you
Well, I
know what
mean, you get something silly like Tennessee.
yeah,
They have dry counties. I think Kentucky has dry counties as well. So no alcohol consumption in public allowed. No bars
Yeah.
that serve alcohol, restaurants, whatever.
yeah,
Yet, like, Jack Daniels is made in a dry county, so you can't consume the alcohol you make. Right? Or you go to, like, Utah, where all the Mormons settled. They're also in
Yeah.
Idaho as well, but most of them are in Utah. Salt Lake City proper, there are state-run liquor stores. There's no publicly run liquor stores because they want to totally control the sale and consumption of alcohol. And if you go to a bar in Salt Lake City, you have to. I've gone there and had this happen. You have to buy a little membership at the front,
right.
and that membership covers you for all the bars in the area for that night. They're trying to put as many roadblocks in your way to make it a pain for you to go there and consume alcohol. But it's like, Mormons drink. They're just closet drinkers, right? So it's more
Yeah.
hypocrisy.
We've seen Witness.
Exactly, yeah. But it's silly.
Yeah,
It's like all these guys who claim that they're straight when they're secretly gay, doing all this kind of stuff, and gay bashing,
yeah,
or the anti-trans guys who are out going to trans prostitutes. It's like, just give it up, All the subterfuge, and no one's buying the lies, except for
Yeah.
the base who votes for them.
yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know, mate. But I tell you what, it's 3:00 in the morning here now.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Oh, anything to be too tired to work on a Vox Continental tomorrow, clearly. Just fall asleep in it.
Yeah, who knew that would be so awful?
Oh, mate. They are disgusting bloody keyboards to work on. They're great
Isn't the
little keyboards.
circuit simple though?
Yes. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's just...
Access, getting into it.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, all the back of my hands are all going to be cut and blooded tomorrow
Wow.
afternoon. Because of
You
this.
need those gloves they use to use with box cutters, where you can't run a blade through them.
It's awkward to use
Yeah.
the tools and get at the wires with gloves.
Well, true.
It's
That's true.
got to
At
be
least
hands.
one hand. You can protect one hand.
I can protect one hand, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, oh, do I really have to work on this? Seriously, do I?
Well, you're doing a favor, so that's nice of you.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Well, depending on how
Is
many
there
cuts I
any
get,
chance
depends on
this
how
one's
much.
different than the other ones, or are they all?
No.
Okay,
No.
all right.
No.
There's like a rev that was better than the other ones.
No, I know. As soon as I pull that lid off, there will be the metal box with its little sharp edges and
Yeah.
its inaccessible wires and contact bars at the bottom. Couldn't put it on the top. That would be too easy.
I mean, to be fair, if you ever worked on old PCs in those generic cases, you get cut hands all the time with
Oh
those.
yeah, they were horribly finished
Yeah,
off. Because it was mostly pressed, wasn't it?
And you had to reach in to grab whatever things, and
Yeah.
you're getting sliced. And
Yeah. But at least you could get your hand in and get at the stuff. This thing is like there's no room to, you're poking things with it. Which you're trying to do most of the work by using the end of the soldering line to pull the
Yikes.
stuff away so you can actually get the board out.
Yeah.
It's like, it's going to be a pain in the ass. But there you go.
Yeah.
So I might actually run a workshop pub tomorrow. So I can be
All right.
distracted. So I can be distracted while I work on it.
We can watch you get cut in real time.
Yeah, you can hear me screaming. I can swear in 4 different languages now.
Yeah.
I'm getting better. I'm getting.
You're the case looked like Jackson Pollock at the end. You have blood spatter all over it. So
Yeah. And I go, I did. Do you know now? I now know what the word fuck is in Patagonian.
yeah.
The more you know.
By the way, if you are curious about I can send you the link for the old Swearosaurus that went offline, but it's in the Wayback Machine,
All right. Okay.
and they literally have horrible profanity and phrases, insult phrases.
Yeah.
It's also called Insult Monger, and for every international language you can think of, for the most part, and even some regional stuff. And
Yeah.
there's some of the Chinese insults are some of the best I've ever seen. I mean, they're just very creative.
And they're very specific.
Yes, and they're just like, wow, someone really put some thought into this insult. It's not just
Yeah.
off the cuff.
Yeah.
You
It's sort of like the more you think about it, the more insulted you get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Very clever.
way beyond, people get insulted with fuck and
Yeah,
cunt
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that kind of stuff, but that's nothing. That's like child's play,
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. No, this gets into the psyche.
Oh yeah, and
It
and they're
drills
long.
in.
They're phrases sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, oh man.
I know it's beautifully set out. I must
Yeah.
admit.
I'll send you a link to that. It's very funny.
Yeah. Cool. I like that.
You
All
can
right,
practice.
guys. Have a nice sleep if you're over this side of the planet, and enjoy the rest of your evening if you're on the other side.
There we go. Yeah, I see. You still got some light left,
Yeah.
but.
And if you're a flat earther, jump off. Will you? Please, for the fuck's sake, just jump off.
Or just drown yourself.
Although, good luck doing that.
Yeah.
Go, there's more. That can't be right.
That's
there's
it.
more ground. How did that happen? No, I don't.
Well, I mean, I guess the positive thing is the flat earthers are often serious Bible belters. Like they're really hardcore fundamentalists. So
right.
they should be happy to die because they're going to a better place. Like, oh wait, you're not happy to die. Okay, then do you really believe you're going to a better place?
Yeah. No,
Test-
we had a comedy radio series here called Old Harry's Game. This comedian, he played the devil.
Mm.
And very light-hearted. And he didn't like being the devil, because he used to be an angel and he's pissed off about it all. But he meets each person that comes to hell individually.
Well, the devil was a fallen angel, so there you go.
Well,
right?
yeah,
So-
exactly. And it did this thing where they had this evangelical guy, and he's going on. He says, "Get behind me, oh Satan," and everything like that. He says, "Because I have walked in the eyes of, I've walked in the way of God and everything like that, and I know that I am in heaven and not in hell." And he said, "Yeah," he says, "but you didn't really walk in the way of Jesus that much, did you?" He goes, "How do you mean?" He goes, "Well," what was it? He said, oh, that was it. He said, that was it. He says, "Yeah, except when the devil visited me," he said, because the devil came and spoke to me, and he said, "She may only be 14, but she has the yearnings of a woman." And he crawled into my trousers and all that. He said, "Look," he says, I can't waste time convincing you that you're in hell. So I'm just going to set your pubes on fire, okay?" This is like, like this screaming and everything like that. and he ran the paper prayer church or something like that. It's fucking. I'm not doing it any justice, trust me.
Yeah.
But it's this BBC radio series. It was fucking hilarious. It was about 7 series of it all together.
Wow.
And it was his name was.
Was that a long time ago?
No, I think it's only about. Well, I say not long ago, but it was about 20 years ago, something like that.
Because there's not much radio these days, right?
Yeah, loads of it.
But mostly music, right?
No. The BBC still run a lot of different radio channels, and
Really?
there is
Okay.
actually quite a lot of radio stations. But you can get these radio series on Audible.
Oh, okay.
Available on Audible as well, and stuff like that. So, and Sean Locke, rest in peace, brother. He a couple of his radio series are still on there as well, and I think it was about £6 for the whole series. Yeah, it's five series pack sort of thing.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of good stuff going on, because what would happen is you get good writing on radio, it get noticed, and then you'll see things appearing then on TV.
Oh, okay. It's like a proving ground.
It was a good proving ground, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, good stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff on there, and sometimes I have that running, quietly when I'm.
Well,
trying to
good.
go
Just
to
joined
sleep.
at the end. There you go. Just in time for it to end.
Fashionably late.
Yeah.
It is actually. Come to think of it, was it 18 minutes past 3? Oh, okay. So
All right. Well, get your beauty rest so you can
All right,
have
then.
your fun tomorrow.
So I am, like I say, do this Vox Continental tomorrow. I say scream at. I think it's the correct term. Scream at this Vox Continental tomorrow.
Radio.
And it will be streamed live.
Little finishing sounds for you.
Whoa. End credits. All right then.
There you go. Bye,
See
buddy.
you chaps later in whatever stream we end up
The interwebs.
bumping into each other again. Okay. All right, you take care of him. All right, look after yourself.
See you
See you later, babe. Ta-ta.